Quartet's a good one. 135,026 for 5, 4, 14 and 12. The numbers for the quartet after the previous. 2 and 5 double, races 3 and 4, $356. 2 and 4, I should say, the constellation, $85 for that double. And the times, they went standard in the first, 13.45, 21.17, 21.75 the standard there, so pretty quick in the second part. 23.05, standard 23.40, they're inside there, and 23.60 outside of the standard 23.40 by 0.2. 121.27, that was inside of standard, which is 122 for race 4.
Group 1 racing is about to get underway here at Sharton. 11 individual Group 1 winners across the 3 races who have won 45 Group 1 races between them. The Chairman's Sprint Prize is only moments away, and I'm pleased to say I'm joined in the paddock here by Jenny Chapman and Graham Cunningham. And Jenny, what a lineup we've got for the Group 1 races, but the world's best racehorse on the planet, Kaying Rising, lining up here in the Chairman's Sprint Prize, looking for 20 in a row.
Well, there have been a lot of people arrived in town to see this particular day, but particularly to see this particular horse. And you can see around the parade here, it's standing room only. Graham, what a fantastic horse he's been so far. He keeps breaking records, he keeps stepping up, he keeps getting better. What are you thinking you're going to see today?
Yeah, hi Jen, hi Tom, hi everyone. It's spellbinding, there's no other word. This is the best horse on the planet, highest rated horse on the planet, the fastest and the most exciting to watch. Oh, and by the way, he's bidding to make it 20 in a row today. So records are tumbling like 9 pins wherever he goes, and we are in danger of taking a little too much for granted, but what could be better than having that horse on deck today? And in the next 2.5 hours, we'll see a world-class mile race and the mighty Romantic Warrior as well.
I reckon this afternoon, Jenny, we could see the track record down into the 1/6s this afternoon, the way the track has been running.
Well, we've had 4 races already, and they've all been well inside of standard, so look out, we might be able to see something extremely special here. Let's hope that is the case. Yeah. Who, if anything, is going to beat him?
Well, you look at the tote board, and it's going to have an amazing, complexion today with very good horses, a triple figure, and more than 200 to 1. The horse I like for value to chase him home is Fast Network, Jenny. He's a very, very good horse on his day. He's got a good draw on the inside to get a good run, and because it's quite a smaller field than usual, Tom, I think he might get the slightly better position than his old rival Helios Express. But we know that today, I think we're going to talk about 2 words really: unbeatable or unthinkable. Unbeatable Kaying Rising, or the unthinkable that something weird might happen.
He's obviously had an interesting preparation, Jenny. I speak of the Fast Network, because they tried the mile last time out. They clearly wanted to get away from Kaying Rising, but here they are having to line up against him here this afternoon.
Look, they've drawn really well, so he will probably get a nice economical run, but it will be behind something that he's got to try and get past, and I don't think he'll be able to get past him either. I thought Satano Reeve was probably, the horse is probably going to run the Quinella here. I don't think anything will beat him.
He was second in this race last year, just ahead of Helios Express, and those two are very, very closely matched on multiple pieces of form. And we can see a clear-cut winner, a super impressive winner, and the places are up for grabs because they're very good horses, but on ratings, I think we've got Satono Rev, Helios Express, and Fast Network, all very tightly matched. But we're definitely getting ahead of ourselves in terms of track records, but we could be on Route 66, Jenny, for the first time, because the early times today suggest the track is riding pretty quick.
Yeah, well, you can feel that little bit of breeze about, and it was a bit more of a headwind when we first started the show this afternoon. It's not that strong, but it is evident that it is around, and might have contributed already to some of the track, but the track has been upgraded as well.
You've seen every good sprinter here for many years and been very close to the likes of Silent Witness. What makes this one just slightly different than the others?
Well, you'll see when he comes into the parade, he's just aware of everything that's going on around him. He's so smart. He's just got that aura. He looks the part. He's a lovely athletic type. And yeah, he sometimes when he first walks into the parade, he looks like he could just do with a little loosen up in front. That's been the case all along. Doesn't affect him.
I'm fascinated you touched on that because I spoke to Karis Teaton and he said something that fascinated me. He said, I see that horse most mornings. Looks fine, normal. He said, I see him in the paddock and I see him at the gate and think, what happened to you? He said he seems to fill up and take on a different persona on race day.
Oh, look, he is. And you know what, he's got better as far as his behaviour goes as well. So he's just doing everything right. And a lot more crowd here today, a lot of noise about. I mean, if anything's going to stir him up, hopefully it doesn't. You know, last time he was in here, the crowd clapped as he went past and he behaved himself beautifully. So let's hope that's the case again.
As the runners come in, just let's have a quick thought from Nick Child and Paul Lally up on the commentary box level as runners come into the yard.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. We'll have to get back to them very soon indeed, but I always feel like having to adjust the television set here, Paul, when you look at a market like this.
Yeah, exactly right. It's money back, 80 to 1 about Satono Reeve and over 100 to 1 the rest.
Okay, runners are coming into the yard here. Let's start with the Comanche Brave, Donica O'Brien, O'Sheen, Murphy. This looks a very stiff uphill task for him this afternoon, Graham.
Absolutely. One day there may be a European sprinter who can come here and win. I don't think this is the day. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not in my lifetime. His last 9 runs have been at 14 and 1600 metres. Good thirds in Abu Dhabi and in Saudi, but the rating of 112, Tom, tells the tale of a horse who's good, but not that good.
How's he looking, Jenny?
He's looking well. He's nicely presented. He's about your average height. He's actually behaving himself beautifully here in the parade. Coat's superb, and he's got some good body strength as well, this 4-year-old colt. So he's really sensible, and he does walk out freely. So he's presented well.
Good to have Donica here as well. Here he is, Jenny, Kaying Rising. He's 1-1 on the world pool, the world's highest rated thoroughbred in the world. And Karis Teaton has done a bit of work on him in the past, but of course his regular rider, Zach Purton for David Hayes.
Yeah, he's just going about his business in the usual way here in the parade, checking out everything that's going on around him. He, once again, looks like he needs a little loosen up in front. That's the case every single time I've seen him in the parade, but it doesn't affect him. He'll loosen up perfectly by the time he gets to the gates. He looks in great condition. I like the way he's behaving. They presented him beautifully, the Hayes stable, so he's in good order, the champ.
Shooting for his second undefeated season, Graham.
He's spectacular. And the phrase I'd use is there's an elegant ruthlessness about him. It's not bullying tactics. He glides. He is a superior athlete in every respect. Cannot wait to see him again today.
Satono Rave, 78 to 1 in the world pool market. Noriyuki Hori and Joe Moreira. Jenny, he's back here for another go. His 4th start in Hong Kong at Sha Tin.
Yeah, Satono Ray. But well, he just goes about his business. He's like, get on with it. Come on here. He's walking out really strongly. He's very strong in the chest and shoulder. Beautiful muscle strength in the shoulder. It's really free in his action, and he just wants to get out there and on with it by the looks of it. So I think he looks really well, actually. He's a nice horse.
And Satono Rev is a very good horse. We know that. Gorgeous looking horse. Been here 3 times. Form figures of 3, 2, 9. Beaten 2 1/4 lengths in this race last year. Highly likely to run a very good race. Highly likely to be placed.
Helios Express now, who's 121 to 1 in the market. Helios Express, Jenny, he's seen the back of Kaying Rising when second on no less than 8 occasions from 12 races against Kaying Rising.
He'd know every hair on his backside, wouldn't he? He's seen it that many times, that's for sure. Helios Express is behaving beautifully. He's about your average height. He looks nice and healthy. He's walking out freely. He looks extremely fit too going into this. He's in good condition. That's as good as he can present.
What a smashing horse he is. Super consistent. 12 goals at Kaying Rising. 8 times second. Late swooper. He'll be coming late. And he's been second to Kaying Rising on all his last 3 starts.
Here we go with Fast Network now. He's drawn barrier 2. The blinkers are going back on. James McDonald and Dennis Yip. He's had 19 starts here. He's only been out of the top 4, Jenny, 3 times. 1,178
pounds this horse weighs in at. So there's a good chunk of him. He looks good. He's nice and healthy. He's bandaged in front. He's behaving himself really well with his 2 handlers. And he is a nice horse. He's well put together. He's really strong and healthy. So he's there with a Quinella chance, perhaps.
Hope so, Jenny. He's only had 3 goals. Tom against Kaiying Rising hasn't beaten him. I thought his December 3rd in the Longines Hong Kong Sprint was notable because he gave chase to Kaiying Rising up the lane and paid a penalty. Didn't stay a mile last time. His Class 1 win 2 starts ago was impressive. I like his chances at a big price.
Here's Raging Blizzard, another one for John Size. Brenton Abdullah, he's just about in career best form. This horse, he ran 2nd in the sprint here in December. Ginny, behind Kaiying Rising, he's very, very consistent.
He's so consistent. He's been a terrific racehorse, that's for sure. He is so calm and collected and relaxed. He's a bit plainer than a few of the others. He's about your average height, but he remains really fit and he's walking out nice and freely. So I don't think he looks bad, but I think if he was to place, it'd be a great result. But I've probably got a few others in front of him as far as looks go.
He's 5th best on ratings. He's had 6 goals against Kaiying Rising this season. Has found it way too tough. His Never Dangerous 3rd in the Sprint Cup was probably just about where he is right now.
Tomodachi Kokoro, Ginny, the blinkers 1 cup have been removed. The regular blinkers added here for the first time. Barrier 1, Harry Bentley, David Hayes.
Tomodachi is keen, he's eager, he's a horse that's got plenty of size about him and he's an athletic type. He's done a fantastic job since he arrived here. At this level, it's probably going to test him, but I tell you what, they've produced him looking really well. He couldn't be healthier in the coat and he's just nice and keen and fit, so he's good.
Big, strong boy, and a track record holder for 4 weeks. He broke the 1,200-metre track record in October. Kaiying Rising took it back and has broken it again since. 6 in the Sprint Cup tells you that he has a significant task on his hands today.
And another one with a significant task here, Ginny, is Beauty Waves, especially when it comes to the 1,200 metres.
Yeah, Beauty Waves, beautiful horse. He really does parade very well on most occasions. Just the odd throw of the head from him here today, but he's got really good muscle strength. He's well put together, decent hindquarters on him. His coat's terrific and he remains a fit horse. He just hasn't been performing as well, particularly the last 2. Obviously, he was a winner 3 starts ago, but it's a tough task for him, but he's a nice horse.
Yeah, he's had 10 runs this season. He's got 1 valuable win on his dance card. His 5th in the Sprint Cup was okay. He's likely to be on the speed, along with the mighty Kaiying Rising, but he's not likely to be a major player in the final 250.
Beauty Waves, he is 269 to 1 is Beauty Waves for Alexi Bedell and Tony Cruz. Runners are about to head down to the start. We'll be able to get a market update in just a moment with Paul, and no surprise in the market, Paul, that Kaiying Rising is the 1-1 fave.
Yeah, and he'll start that as well. He's money back is Kaiying Rising. Satono Rab's come in a bit. He's into 75. 123 Helios Express, 164 Fast Network, 233 Raging Blizzard, 264 both Comanche Brave and Tomodachi Kokoro, and Beauty Waves is at 267.
He's just about to come past us now in the presentation area. You can hear around the parade ring the cheers for the great horse, Kaiying Rising, Graham.
Great to see, great to hear. And Jenny's an interesting one, and he's the type of horse who takes horse racing onto the front pages beyond wagering. He takes the sport to a different audience, doesn't he?
Well, he's the best horse in the world, isn't he? He's the fastest horse, and everyone appreciates him here. People have flown in to see him from overseas. He is something special. There's no 2 ways about it. And you saw how he conducted himself there with people yelling out so close to him. He loves it.
And I saw him the other morning coming off the all-weather track, and he was walking up the hill to get back to the sand ring. A horse was walking down in the opposite direction. Jink violently left straight into his path, and little pull on the reins from the groom, and he just stood there nice and quiet. Zach didn't move a muscle. So superior athletes tend to have superior temperaments.
Yeah, they certainly do, and they do tend to pose a little bit. And he's just loving it at the moment when he's getting those photos taken. He's so professional. I'm going to go with him on top, of course. It's all a matter of who's going to run second. I thought the 2-horse, the Tono Reeve, paraded really well. I liked his enthusiasm here in the parade. He looked really good. The 7-horse, I thought also looked good. The stablemate of Kaiying Rising, that's Tomodachi Kokoro. That's as good as I've seen him for a while, so he's good. And I thought number 3, Helios Express, paraded as good as he possibly can, and he has been the bridesmaid on so many occasions to Kaiying Rising. He's been a great horse in his own right. 1, 2, 7 and 3.
Okay, thank you, Jenny. 1, 2, 7 and 3. Let's head out to Jack Dorling, who's standing by with the trainer of the Comanche Brave. It's Donica O'Brien.
Donica, thank you very much for joining us before the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Comanche Brave, of course, it does look a tall order for him, but you must be delighted to be here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we're under no illusions as to how strong the race is, particularly the favourite, but he's in good form. It's great to be here, and we're happy to let him take his chance.
Just given Oshin the leg up, of course, and Comanche Brave, he looks like a horse who does really take his travelling well, of course, on the back of a nice run in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he travels very well. He eats and sleeps. He's very uncomplicated, so that's a big advantage when you're obviously taking him around the world. But yeah, he's in good form, so let's see what happens.
And you've been associated with some great sprinters, both as a trainer and a jockey. What have you made of Kying Rising from a distance, watching from afar?
Oh, he looks a machine. He's as good as I've ever seen. Probably better, but you know, especially around these tracks because he's so tactical. He looks almost unbeatable. So yeah, let's hope he comes home safe and we all have a good race.
Thanks very much and best of luck here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jack, and great to have Donica O'Brien on course here this afternoon with Comanche Brave. Runners are heading out onto the track in front of a packed grandstand here at Sharton on the Sunday afternoon for the final leg of the Speed Series here, Mark, the Chairman's Sprint Prize. And there's the great horse on screen, Kying Rising.
And he's on top, Tom. No prizes for guessing. Looking for 20 in a row. He's the only horse to ever break 1-8 in this race. He went 1:07.88 last year and has extended that record to 1:07.2. So I guess the time's the interesting thing here, because on what we've seen against him recently, they can't get near him. He's on the track at the moment. He's getting a good cheer. Satono Ray's following him out. Now, I assume he's a gentleman from Japan. Dresses up in the colours of the Japanese runners. He's here again. He's got the Satono Rave jacket on, so he'll be cheering for him. He's in for third, Satono Rave. Helios Express is in for second. You have to feel for him. And then you look at his prize money and see that he's won 50 million in prize money running second to Kying Rising. So you can't feel too sorry for him, because he's going to pick up here perhaps another 2.7 if he runs third, because they're just racing for second. Kying Rising to beat Helios Express. Satono Rave second in the race last year. He's a last start Group 1 winner in the Takamatsu Kinnan, beating Redmond Rave. He won that by 2 lengths. He's got barrier number 8. Can't see him turning the tables on Kying Rising, especially here. And number 5, Raging Blizzard. He won't be beating Kying Rising, but he never, if ever, goes a bad race, and he's always running on at the end. 1, 3, 2 and 5, Paul, for the first of the Group 1s.
Yeah, no surprise, Kying Rising to go 20 in a row. Helios Express, it's that familiar Quinella. I think it's going to, or forecast I should say, and it's going to, I think it'd be the same here this afternoon. The 2 in there for third, the Japanese runner did run second this last time, Satono Rave, and then in for fourth, Fast Network. 1, 3, 2 and 4 for me, Nick.
1, 3, 4 and 2 have gone with here Kying Rising. Zach Pert and David Hayes obviously picks himself. He's 1 and 1 with the Whirlpool at the moment. Helios Express obviously has seen the back of Kying Rising for second placing on 8 previous occasions. I'm picking that to certainly happen here again this afternoon. Fast Network, I think, will certainly get the race run to suit, and Satono Rave with his form out of Japan, a 2-time winner of the Takamatsu Kinnan, Long Barrier 8 for Joe Moreira and Noriyuki Hori. 1, 3, 4 and 2, Nick.
Yeah, look, I think it's the top 4 and you have to be with, obviously, notably the one on top. There he is, jogging to post with one of the ponies, and he looks $1 million here today, doesn't he? Kying Rising. So look, can't really add a great deal more, just that you know, they are chasing him, and they'll be racing for second, it would seem. Helios Express, he's met him so many times before and run second to him a number of times. I've got him in for second, horse 3. Satono Rave goes in. He's one of the best grooms here, this 7-year-old. He's a superb horse in his day. There he is with Joe Moreira, and he's currently second favourite at 81 to 1, which is incredible. And Fast Network, very honest type of horse, can turn up on the big day and run a race, and I'll be surprised if he isn't in the top 4, whether it be second, third or fourth. But I've gone 1, 3, 2 and 4 for me, Jenny.
Yeah, the champ on top for me as well. Number 1, Kying Rising, trotting out beautifully as he goes down towards the gates there. I've got him on top of number 2, Satono Rave. I liked his enthusiasm in the parade. There he is on screen. He settled down nicely behind the gates there. So strong in the shoulder, really good type. He's a 7-year-old entire now, but comes off a last start win and is in form. So he goes in. Of the rest, I thought Tomodachi Kokoro actually paraded well. Now, it's a tall order for him. I don't think he's got much of a hope in this, but he does look well. He looks really fit. He's a very athletic horse, so he's in. And of the rest, as far as looks go, Helios Express presented really nicely. There he is on screen. He's beautifully behaved in the parade as he is behind the gates as well. So he makes it in. 1, 2, 7 and 3.
Look at the subplots here, guys. That tote board, money back 1 on Kying Rising, 81-1 bar. That's a Tono Rev, and all the others are 150 plus. I've never seen a top board like it. And then you look down the list, Jenny, at the jockeys here. Top 4: Purton, Moreira, Bowman, and McDonald. It's a Hall of Fame lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, and the nerves will be starting now with, I would expect, with Zach on board. I mean, you just want to make sure you jump well. Sometimes he's not brilliant out of the gates. He can make up for it, of course.
It's the one little thing he said the other day. We just have to make sure he keeps getting the start right.
And that was the case last time. He wasn't quite the best he's been out of the gates last time, was he?
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen it a couple of times too. So hopefully he will jump on terms here today, and that makes it a whole lot easier. Those nerves, I'm sure, they will settle as soon as he's jumped, but it's just hopefully he's going to do it, in good style here today. And if he does that, well, the track record might be in danger once again.
And on that topic, if you're interested in sectional times, 67.12, the track record set here a few weeks ago by Kying Rising. He did so with splits of 23.67, 21.71, the first 400 and second 400. So if you see those splits in the corner of your screen, 23.67, 21.71, if he's round about those numbers, it's on.
I think when it comes to the sprint this time round, Paul, there's probably only sort of 1 or 2 horses that could go forward in this race. It's not like other sprints we've seen who have seen a whole collective of runners go forward. There's not quite that same element, I believe, of early speed in this race.
No, there's not, and that's why I put him in front. I thought he could just go to the front and take, and just dominate from the front. The one that could possibly lead is the bottom one, Beauty Waves. Look, he is a 1,000-metre horse, so has got some pace. But the last time they met, Kying Rising did manage to lead. Now, if Beauty Waves really wanted to push it, I mean, he'll just get off the fence and sit on his quarters. So either way, he's got the good gate speed to get himself out of trouble.
How did you construct a play here, Paul?
Well, I just put the obvious one to beat 3. It's currently 2.5, actually into 2.3 now, which is Kying Rising to beat Helios Express. The forecast, straight forecast. I mean, if you wanted to take Satana Rave, that's at 3.7, or if you like Fast Network, it's at 5.8. But I just think Helios Express will run second again.
Comanche Brave, and I saw him walking around here in the yard, Graham. He's a little short horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is. The one thing, it's a minor thing he has in his favour, Jenny, is he can travel strongly in the early part of his races, so he may not get blown away early, but he's pretty well exposed at 1,400 and 1,600, and he would need a personal best and then some just to hit the frame here, I think.
Yeah, look, I think, the 1,200 might be a little on the sharp side for him, but I've got to say they presented him in beautiful order. He's only a small horse to your right, but he was beautifully behaved. He walked out well. He looks strong. He looks healthy. So he did look in good nick.
Yeah, well done to them for coming across and having a crack against Kying Rising here. Paul, there's late place money coming about 3, 4 and 5 here, mopping up some overs.
Yeah, there is. Look, Fast Network's into 3.1 a place. Raging Blizzard's into 5.2 a place. Helios Express is at 1.6. With all this money on Kying Rising, it sort of balloons the prices for the place out. So look, so the serious money coming on place betting now, and it's around those 3 horses. Satana Rave, he's at 2.3 place, as you can see the fans out there. Comanche Brave at 15 a place. Tomodachi Kokoro 11 a place, and Beauty Waves at 17 a place. But look, to 1 and 3 Quinella, if you like, that's 2.2, and the forecast is 2.3.
We just saw some great organic scenes there, Graham, in the fan zone out front, and it's a horse like Kying Rising that brings all these people to the races.
100%. And Tom and Jenny, if that banner has a 20 on, I hope it's unfurled just after the race and not before.
Yes, I think that was the issue last time, right? But yes, let's hope that is the case. And yeah, you can see how relaxed he is behind the gates. Like they've just taken the hood off, and not a care in the world. He's just conducting himself beautifully again.
He's just getting more professional every time, isn't he?
And international racing, world-class international racing, is fantastic. And it's great to see Satono Rev here for his 4th visit to Sha Tin. And he's run 2 excellent races in those 3 visits.
He's the benchmark of the Japanese sprinters at the moment. When it's not the strongest division over in Japan.
I think this is a day, Jenny, when the 3 best horses in Japan in their divisions are here. Satona Reeve, Jantar Mantar and Masquerade Ball. So that's some seductive racing there, isn't it?
One of my favourite Japanese horses that was here so many years ago and was successful was Satono Reeve's father in Lord Kanaloa.
Yeah.
What a beautiful horse he was too. So they've had a lot of success when they've arrived here. They always bring beautiful times.
And Joe Moreira jumping back aboard today. He obviously hasn't been on since the Sprinters Stakes, and he knows his horse so well.
Yeah, and he knows him well. He was a little unlucky not to win on him at Royal Ascot last summer, and he could go on from here to Royal Ascot for the QE2 Diamond Jubilee. So all things are possible. Randomness can intervene. I hope it doesn't, because we have, and I was counting up the years before, Jenny, I've been in racing journalism for 40 years this year, and I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I don't get carried away. I've never seen a sprinter like this one.
Yeah, let's hope we see the absolute very best of him again here today. The champ, Go Kaying Rising.
So the runners are being called up into the gates for the first of our 3 Group 1s here on FWD Champions Day at Sharton. Through the Whirlpool, he is the favourite, Kaying Rising at 1-1. He's not far away from entering the gates here for the $24 million Chairman's Sprint Prize with race caller Mark McNamara.
Thank you, Tom. He's looking to be the second horse to go back-to-back since Wellington is Kaying Rising. 1-1 to do it. He's in the gates for Zach Purton and David Hayes. Tomodachi Kokoro ready and Fast Network for James McDonald and Dennis Ship to complete the line. 107.12 is the track record. He went 107.88 last year. And the first of 3 Group 1s at Sharton is ready and racing, and Tomodachi Kokoro flew out from the inside gate. Kaying Rising second away, Beauty Waves third, and then Comanche Brave and widest Satono Rave. On the inside of them is Fast Network. It's a very slow first furlong. Second last is Helios Express and Raging Blizzard last of all. Beauty Waves outside of Tomodachi Kokoro and puts half a length on him. Kaying Rising's 2 back third, Satono Rave fourth, Fast Network fifth on the inside. Then Comanche Brave, Helios Express and Raging Blizzard is last. 600 metres left to go. Beauty Waves is the leader over Tomodachi Kokoro. 2 lengths away third, Kaying Rising from Satono Rave, Fast Network, Comanche Brave, Helios Express and Raging Blizzard. 375 to go. Tomodachi Kokoro, Beauty Waves, he gets busy now on Kaying Rising. This is normally the put away point, and he's run to the lead, the great horse. 4 lengths to Satono Rave, Helios Express, Fast Network was 20 in a row, ever in question, never in doubt. What a win, what a horse. Kaying Rising, 20 in a row, beats Satono Rave, Raging Blizzard, and then Fast Network, Comanche Brave, Tomodachi Kokoro, and the last 2 in, Helios Express and Beauty Waves. Does he put something sticky on the track at the 300 when he runs past them? Because it's about the same spot every time, the put-away point. He's made it his own. We're waiting for the time. They didn't go a fast first 200 metres. He has streeted Satono Rave, who was with him and followed him. Raging Blizzard's run third. Fast Network has run fourth. And then Comanche Brave. It's 1:2.54. The numbers are up. The time is not normally too far after that. Oh, it's gone off the screen. We've got the congratulations. Can we just wait till the time comes up? We know it's 20 in a row. And it was never in doubt. He's just getting better. Look at that win. Cruises home. Satono Rave's run second to him again. But Zach Purton, he waited a little longer to hook out to go. He wasn't out at the top of the straight, but when he joined in at the 300 metre mark, there's the benefit, 20 wins. We'll get the time to you as soon as we can to see if indeed he went close to that 1:07.12 track record. A man that probably knows is the man on board, Nick Child, with Zach Purton.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mark. Always a privilege to come and talk to Zach on this horse after such a devastating performance once again. Zach, many congratulations, 20 in a row, and he was magnificent.
Oh, we're just involved in something really, really special. It's amazing what this horse is able to do and the animal that he's turned into. Obviously, Japan sent their best sprinter over here again, and he's just toyed with him as he does every time. You know, against good global sprinting oppositions. He's a freak.
Was there a different vibe about today, or was it just a case of going through the motions for you?
Oh, we're never going through the motions.
No.
You never take anything for granted. It's a horse race. It's horse racing. I've still got to give him his chance to win.
Indeed.
Yep.
Indeed you do. Well done, Zach.
Thanks, Nick.
Enjoy it.
The time 1:07.10. A new track record, Kaying Rising 20 in a row after the Chairman's Sprint Prize.
And Tomodachi Kokoro flew out from the inside gate. Kaying Rising second away, Beauty Waves third, and then Comanche Brave and widest at Tono Rave. On the inside of them is Fast Network. It's a very slow first furlong. Second last is Helios Express and Raging Blizzard last of all. Beauty Waves outside of Tomodachi Kokoro and puts half a length on him. Kaying Rising's two back, third Satono Rave, fourth Fast Network, fifth on the inside. Then Comanche Brave, Helios Express and Raging Blizzard is last. 600 metres left to go. Beauty Waves is the leader over Tomodachi Kokoro. 2 lengths away, third Kaying Rising from Satono Rave, Fast Network, Comanche Brave, Helios Express and Raging Blizzard. 3:75 to go. Tomodachi Kokoro, Beauty Waves, he gets busy now on Kaying Rising. This is normally the put away point, and he's run to the lead, the great horse. 4 lengths to Satono Rave, Helios Express, Fast Network was 20 in a row, ever in question, never in doubt. What a win, what a horse. Kaying Rising, 20 in a row, beats Satono Rave.
The official margin 4 1/4 lengths there in the favour of Kaying Rising, who's gone off at 10.50 and 10.10. A huge amount of money there in the win, Paul. Over 97 million Hong Kong dollars, which would have to be some sort of a record there. And what more can we say, Jenny? 1, 2, 5 and 4 just has obliterated his rivals for the 20th time in a row.
Well, we keep seeing it, don't we? I mean, unbelievable, and how easy he does it is just extraordinary. It just gives you goosebumps every single time. An absolute freak of a racehorse. Love him to bits.
It's like a ultimate precision Swiss watch instrument, the way he does it. A tiny bit slowly away today, one little moment of nervousness, but if you talk about efficiency, metronomic, the first 2 splits for his track record last time were 44.38, Jenny. Today, it was 44.38, exactly the same. He's run 200ths faster through the final 400. He's done it hard on the bridle, giving the impression, and it's bizarre, utterly bizarre to say this, that he's capable of appreciably better still.
Well, that turn of acceleration, when Zach shakes the reins at him and you know it's business time, he just goes whoosh. He puts lengths on them. It's incredible.
And any sports fan of any sport, you know it when you see it. Utter natural brilliance, and it's been shepherded and husbanded by David Hayes and Zach Purton. And Zach said exactly, Japan sent their best sprinter again, and he's toyed with it again. Hats off to Satono Rev. He's run a super race. He's a proper international Group 1 sprinter, and he cannot lay a glove on this lad.
Special scenes here at Sha Tin, Paul.
Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? And what more can you say? That he's returned 10.50, 10.10 as he always does. 21 about the second horse, Satono Rave, and then 49 about Raging Blizzard ahead of Fast Network. Quinella was 35, the forecast 39, the trio 208 and 305 test, but look, track record once again. And if he'd really pushed the reins at him, he would have. I reckon he would have, obliterated the 107, but ended up 107.1.
Have you ever seen Paul a win, Paul, here for 97 million?
No. The Jockey Club actually loses money on it, don't they? Because by the time the money goes in, you've got to pay a minimum of 10.5. So, look, an amazing win, and there he is, Zach Purton, and he's totally blown away. He doesn't know what to say afterwards as well.
You've just come back from out the front, Nick. How's the atmosphere around there?
Oh, phenomenal. And when he hit the front, and obviously when he crossed the line and won the race, it was evident to see that. I mean, the support he's got here, Tom, is quite extraordinary. I mean, I think as Graham touched upon beforehand during the parade, it isn't just he's an unbackable price, so they come to see a champion, and they're very appreciative of him as well. And 20 straight wins now, and he's made very good horses look a little bit ordinary once again, but he's phenomenal, and they just love him, and it's great to see.
I guess probably the disappointing factor out of the race, Jenny, is Helios Express, who's not filled the top 4 there today, Helios Express.
Well, he was well back in running, wasn't he? So that was one of his disappointing runs. He's normally so honest, but I thought Satano Brave, he sort of loomed up just before the turn. I thought he was going to try and block him in, but he couldn't get there. And then once he just sprinted away on him, he tried his hardest, but he kept putting lengths on him, Carrying Rising. He was just far too good.
Is he a horse, Graham, that they look to take back to the UK again for Queen Silver Jubilee?
Yes, absolutely. He ran a wonderful race for second last year, away from his main rival Lazat, and went down fighting in a photo finish, well clear.
He should have won that, I thought.
Yeah, I think so. And he's at least as good now, Tom, and maybe just a pound or two better, based on what we saw in Japan last time and again today. It's just his misfortune, Jenny, to come around in an era when there is a generational talent on deck.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Helios Express is your perfect example. He's run second so many times. Without Carrying Rising, you know, he'd be over the 100 million mark easily.
Jenny, you know much better than me. When a horse appears to do this in such an efficient, reliable, effortless style, it has to help his potential longevity at the top, surely.
Oh, well, for sure. I've never been on a horse like that,
Yeah.
I've got to say. But he is so special, and you can see what it means to Zach as well. But he just must give him the best feel whatsoever. And the fact that he doesn't have to pull the whip or do anything hard towards the line there, I totally agree. I mean, there's got to be something else left there.
Yeah, and look at the options now. We're always guilty of looking forward as soon as one wins in the books. He's going to be back in September here. He's highly likely to go for a second Everest, and he will be a rock star down there when he goes again. And then the possibility of going absolutely space age in mainland China at Chongfa. That will be a historic day.
Well, he's going to Chongfa after this. He's going up there for a break. David Hayes was saying, let's get the third undefeated season out of the way, and then we might start looking at a mile, maybe.
Isn't it astonishing when you can even think like that? You know, you mostly think one race ahead, but when you have that level of dominance, you can be forgiven for looking long term.
Absolutely. Well, you're also limited with what you can plan for them as well, but you have to plan so carefully, and then you've got to just target it and train him to the minute as well. Mind you, he doesn't take much training, does he? He's just so naturally good.
What about Paul? You were quite vocal on Racing to Win a couple of weeks ago about the comments of, oh, he's just beating the same old horses week in, week out.
Well, he didn't today, did he? He managed to beat the best Japanese sprinter by 4 1/4 lengths, so hopefully that'll keep a few people quiet on social media. Now he's done it with international horses in there. It won't, but you know, what more does the horse need to prove? As I said, I'd like to see some of these horses like Fast Network, Helios Express go down there and beat those horses up.
Outside of the Hong Kong bubble, Graham, obviously Australia, where Hayes and Purton have got ties, and obviously where he was bred in New Zealand, outside of that sort of bubble, how overall is Carrying Rising viewed around the world?
I think very significant. You know, I was working here and living here when Golden 60 was dominant. Romantic Warrior comes along. They have significant international followings, but not quite like this fella, because it's now 20. It's utterly dominant, winning by wider margins each time, it seems, Jenny. And I think now he definitely has 5 of the fastest 6 1200-meter times ever recorded here.
1400.
Yeah, he's broken the track record here this season 4 times, and a cheeky 1400-meter track record. So people can relate to stuff like that. When you have a list of ones as long as your arm, and the track records falling one by one, that draws in sports fans from every sort of discipline.
Rightio, it's time to head out front for the presentation of the Chairman's Sprint Prize.
The trophy presentation ceremony of the Chairman's Sprint Prize will now commence.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a true honor for Sarah and for me to be amongst you all today to witness a moment of true equine greatness. What a fabulous win in the Chairman's Sprint Prize for Carrying Rising.
恭喜晒！我哋主席短途獎已經名花有主啦，係由嘉應高升勝出㗎。
He continues to raise the bar ever higher after capturing the Chairman's Sprint Prize today. Carrying Rising has swept all 3 Group 1 races of the Hong Kong Speed Series for the 2nd consecutive year, earning an additional $5 million Hong Kong dollar bonus. Congratulations to all involved with Carrying Rising on extending his remarkable records to 20 consecutive wins and yet another track record.
恭 恭喜晒嘉應高升連續2年勝出香港速度系列3關賽事嘅馬匹，並獲得我哋港幣500萬嘅特別獎金㗎。嘉應高升咧亦都會繼續咧再創佳績啊！今日咧就係佢連勝第20場啊，進一步咧就係延續呢個傳奇，同埋亦都有新嘅場地紀錄啊！
Now time for the formalities, ladies and gentlemen. May we invite our club's chairman, the Honourable Martin Liao, to present the main trophy of the Chairman's Sprint Prize, an especially designed Year of the Horse edition, to the Ka Ying Syndicate and Mr. Leung receiving the trophy on their behalf.
而家我哋會主席廖長江先生咧就將主席短途獎嘅主杯啦，就係頒發俾我哋嘉應高升嘅馬主嘉應團體。咁我哋有請梁生代表㗎。
And the chairman is now going to present the specially designed Year of the Horse edition trophy to Mrs. Leung.
跟住主席咧就將馬年特別版嘅珍藏獎杯咧就係頒發俾梁太代表住嘉應團體接受嘅。恭喜晒
Congratulations to Mrs. Leung, and of course we now have the Hong Kong Speed Series bonus check for $5 million. And Mr. Chung is receiving the check. Congratulations, sir.
哇！啱啱主席廖長江先生咧就將一張500萬嘅特別獎金支票啊頒發咗俾嘉應高升嘅馬主張生代表接受㗎，恭喜晒！
And of course, our specially designed Year of the Horse Edition trophy. First of all, to the winning trainer, how masterfully he's handled this extraordinary horse, David Hayes.
主席啱啱咧，亦都係將馬年特別版珍藏獎杯咧頒發俾我哋勝出嘅練馬師大衛希斯。
And a champion aboard a champion. Last but not least, the specially designed Year of the Horse Edition trophy, Zach Burton.
主席亦都係頒發馬年特別版珍藏獎杯俾我哋勝出嘅騎師潘頓，唔該晒主席㗎。
Chairman, thank you very much. Congratulations to everybody involved with Ka Ying Rising, a once-in-a-generation talent. Zach Burton, David Hayes, and the Ka Ying Syndicate victorious once again here at Sha Tin.
影翻張靚嘅合照，紀念一下呢個歷史性嘅一刻，再次恭喜晒！
Ladies and gentlemen, that completes the trophy presentation. The FWD Champions Mile will be held at race 7 and the QE2 Cup, FWD QE2 Cup, race 9.
主席短途獎嘅頒獎儀式已經圓滿結束，記住留意我哋陣間第7場嘅富衛保險冠軍一哩賽，以及第9場嘅富衛保險冠軍女皇盃㗎。提提大家，富衛保險冠軍賽馬日馬年黃金大抽獎咧，截止時間就係登記時間係3點半，咁我哋截止時間咧就係5點15分，未登記嘅朋友就快啲啦！我哋陣間頒獎禮再見。
And don't forget, of course, not to be missed, the 2026 FWD Champions Day Year of the Horse Golden Lucky Draw. We will see you very shortly.
Great scenes here at Sha Tin. Another record-breaking victory for Ka Ying Rising, extending his winning record to 20 consecutive wins. Ka Ying Rising in track record time once again of 1:7.10 and a more than 4-length victory to rack up another win here at Group 1 level. He's 9 from 9 in Group 1 and back-to-back winner of the Chairman's Sprint Prize. He goes his second season undefeated. He'll be back for more next season. Will the world's highest racehorse there, Nick?
Absolutely, Tom. Let's have a look back at how it was achieved, shall we? Off they go. Look, he jumped cleanly enough. There was going to be a decent bit of pace on early. Tomodachi Kokoro rocked it out of the machine to go and lead for Harry. He's got Beauty Waves following with pink sleeves, and there is the champ, centre of shot, nicely settled for Zach back in third. Satono Rave, green and yellow sleeves, I should say, following. Comanche Brave is next in the field for Oishi Murphy with fast network. He's inside. Helios Express settled towards the rear of the field. He's got his stablemate Raging Blizzard, who runs at an excellent third in this, in behind him and last of all. But at this stage, he's travelling oh so comfortably. Pace maybe just slackened a little bit, but Beauty Waves leading from Tamadachi Kokoro and Kying Rising travelling very well back in third, Jenny.
Yeah, look, he's just getting that nice cover as well, so it's really suited him. Now Zach pulls him out into clean air and asks him for an effort, just shakes the reins at him a little bit here, and all of a sudden he just puts lengths on them. Satono Reeve is trying his best to make some ground, but he's actually drawing away from him, and in true champion style, he's just gone on to win this with absolute ease. What a champion.
He certainly is. Zach with the luxury of a look over at the big screen, as Mark mentioned in the call as well. There's just that moment where, once asked to extend, he does it so effortlessly. 20 consecutive wins for Kying Rising here this afternoon, claims that the Chairman's Sprint Prize in devastating fashion.
They've weighed in 1, 2, 5 and 4. Those numbers 10, 50 with, as I said, a huge win pool for the Chairman's Sprint Prize. Must be just about a record here in Hong Kong. The Quinella 1 and 2, the Quinella Place, $18. The 1 and 5, 52, 52 and 5, 164.50. The forecast, $39, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 4 and 5, first 4, $195. 1, 2, 4 and 5. Quartet, $1,041. 1, 2, 5 and 4. The double 5 with 1, $70.50. Consolation 5 and 2, $156. The double completed races 4 and 5. Probably hasn't paid back considering. The second double trio, 4, 5, 14, 1, 2, 5, $123,579 for the second double trio. The treble, $376, 2, 5 and 1. The consolation, 2, 5 and 2, $802. And the sectional times, 23.8 was outside standard by a quarter of a second. 21.58 inside standard by more than 0.6, and 21.72 again, 0.68 inside standard. 17.10. It's a track record time, and it was more than a second inside standard. 17.10, another track record for Kying Rising, 20 consecutive victories. A brief intermission from Group 1 racing here for race number 6, and to pull the market here with the favourite as Cool Boy.
Yeah, we'll give you the highlights because horses have been in here for a while. Celestial Hero 5.1 out to 5.6. Geneva out to 7.1. Cool Boy 3.6 into 3. Lifeline Express is out to 8. And the big move was number 13, Thunder Kit, 6 into 4.6.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Runners on parade then, and we'll get looking at them very shortly indeed. We're going to fit a 14 here for this next race coming up, the FWD 1825 handicap, and we've got Cool Boy as favourite here, but we'll pick up the first of them very shortly. As Paul alluded to, they have been in for a little while now, these runners. We're 11 minutes away from the scheduled off time for race number 6 here, Jenny. So 14 of them to get through. I presume we're going to start with one Chateauneuf very shortly, but triple trio 512,553. Here is the top weight, Jenny. David Hayes and James McDonald teaming up.
Yeah, look, he's a big, strong horse. He just needs a tiny little loosen up in front, but he's been behaving himself well, and he looks nice and healthy, and he's getting the class drop here. He's got to do it from gate 11 with 135 pounds, so not easy, but he is a big, strong horse himself, so he might be able to do it. I think he looks okay. I'm going to leave him on a place line.
Chateauneuf as we move on to Circuit Grand Slam. He looks fractious here with his two Marfus. Jenny, of course, he won here off a rating of 71 at his debut.
Yeah, look, he walked in, he was a little bit sweaty, but now it's dripping off him around the tummy area there, so he's got rather warm, a little bit anxious. I like his overall body strength. He's probably back to his winning distance now of 1200, so that might be suitable. He looks like he's just taken a little bit of skin off near the flank area there. It's only a tiny bit, not enough to be concerned about. A little warm, so place only for me.
Okay, here's 3 Celestial Hero, Jenny. Only 8th last time. Blinkers removed, cheek pieces back on.
Yeah, that that last run, I'm willing to forgive him. It was at Happy Valley back to Chartin here. He might be able to go a bit better. I like his overall strength, this horse. He's just throwing the head a little bit, but there's nothing sinister in that. He does appear to be walking out nice and freely. He looks in good health and condition, so I'd give him a place chance.
What about Cool Boy here, Jenny? Jamie Richards, Zach Purton, barrier 13.
Yeah, look, he's done a fantastic job. 5 starts for 3 wins. He really has done well because he still looks rather immature as a 3-year-old. So I think he looks like he's behaving himself nicely, so he's got a good attitude and he remains really fit, but he's still got a little bit of filling out to do. So he's doing it all while he's maturing. So, yeah, he's been a good horse so far. I've got to leave him there with some chance.
Here's the 4, Jenny. This is Geneva. Don't mind him here. Only his 3rd start of the season. Hugh Bowman, David Hall.
I like his attitude. He's just a really laid-back, relaxed type of horse. He doesn't tend to carry much excess condition, but interestingly, he weighs in at 1,209 pounds. He looks nowhere near that. He's very deceiving on that front. So just attitude's great, really healthy in the coat and walking out just nice and casually. He's good.
Lifeline Express now. He's been stranded on sort of a low 70 mark for a while now, Jenny.
Yeah, he has. He's a horse that always needs luck in running because he tends to get back in his races, but he's a nice horse. He's bandaged on those hind legs. He looks in terrific order. He's probably done about 7 or 8 laps so far, and he's kept his cool, walking out freely. Looks good.
Here's Savvy Brilliant, Jenny. Jerry Chow, Frankie Law. He's returning after a bit of a break. How does he look?
He had a bleed last time he stepped out, so that's why he's been off the scene for a bit. He carries a little bit of weight around the midsection, but it's all relative for you know, his build. He's actually quite nicely, neatly built. He looks healthy enough. He definitely gets a pass, maybe a rough place chance.
Pegasus number 8, who's in the market at 10-1 currently, Jenny.
Coming off a nice trial, this horse. Don't mind the look of him. I'll consider him. He's a fit horse. He's also got some body strength, 1147 pounds. Just a little bit anxious, but in a good way. He's not sweating up much, so he's pretty good.
Here's the grey Outgate. Karis Teaton on board here. Jenny would need to improve off his last run.
Yeah, I wonder whether he's a better horse at the Valley. He's a nice horse, though. He's always beautifully behaved, and he's got a little bit of size. He's got some body strength. He lacks a bit of scope, but he's nice and healthy. He's well.
Sugar, a better proposition at the Valley, Jenny?
I think so, but I've got to say they've brought him out here looking good. He's still got that synthetic hoof on the off front there, but he's healthy enough and relaxed. He's good.
Not from 13 here speaks volumes for him. Thunder Kit down at the bottom, Jenny. Francis Lloyd Vincent Ho team up.
Very strong, this horse. He's had a bit of merit in each of his runs as well. He does walk out nice and freely. He's been in here a long time, and when he walked in, he was probably marginally sweating up, and he has not got any worse than that. So I do like his strength. Still carries a bit of weight around the midsection, but yeah, he's a strong, solid-bodied horse. So I'll leave him there with a place chance.
It's 5.6 currently is Thunder Kid. Still a couple more to see. We'll pick them up when they come around the corner here for what is our 6th event of the afternoon. One of them, Jenny, is Grit Spirit, son of Done Deal, and he was the Scone 1100 metre winner prior to arriving. But we've got Flying Hunter on screen as well. Angus Chung Chris So didn't beat Arrival on debut.
Okay, so we'll go with Grit Spirit first. He has been up to Chungfari's trial. He was a bit slow out in the trial. He didn't have a great deal of room over the concluding stages, but I didn't think he paraded too badly. There might be something there. He's a healthy enough looking horse. He's going out at very big odds. I'd probably be inclined to want to watch him here today, but he certainly got a pass. He's quite nice. The 11 horse looks fit and fluent. He actually paraded quite well. He carries a little bit of weight around the midsection, so I've probably got the other one just slightly in front of him.
Okay, that is both Grit Spirit and Flying Hunter, and well, making up the field is 14 Lucky Candy. Cody Moan, Alexi Bedell, Jenny, 3rd last time out. Did you manage to see him before he left?
I did. He's a really nice looking horse, this guy. I couldn't find much wrong with him. If there was anything when he was walking, I might have slightly queried his off hind there, but you know, he's just been on and off his toes a little bit, but he's an athletic type. He looks great in the coat. He was well behaved here in the parade too. So I'm going to give him an each way chance at odds. I thought he paraded well. His last run was better.
He has improved his last couple. Has Lucky Candy currently 22-1 for Alexi Bedell and Cody Moe, who combine there. Paul, a quick look at the markets.
Yeah, look, we've got 2.9 about Cool Boy. 5.8 Thunder Kit, 6 about Celestial Hero, 6.1 about Geneva. They're the single-figured runners. 11 Pegas, who looks the likely leader in the race. And then Lifeline Express, I missed him, he's at 8.2, so there is money for him as well. And then after that, we're out to 21 Circuit Grand Slam and 23 Lucky Candy.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Let's look at the market then for this. Jenny, who makes it into your top 4 for this one?
I'm going with the bottom weight here, number 14, Lucky Candy. It did a little bit of odds. He's drifted out in the market slightly here. He's off a rating of 61, so he's pretty close to a class drop as well. And a little awkwardly drawn in gate number 12. But I thought he paraded really nicely. He was able to win a couple in New Zealand prior to coming here. The 4-horse Geneva, love his laid-back, relaxed type of attitude. He looks very fit, just a real casual walk on him. So he's good. I thought the 3-horse paraded well, Celestial Hero. Back to Chartin. He might be able to go a bit better from a better draw. He also has the services of Joe Moreira. So he's got plenty of strength. And I thought number 6, Lifeline Express, presented really quite nicely as well. Lovely, laid-back, relaxed, fluent walking horse who looks in good shape. So if he gets speed to suit, he should be running on at the end. Next best was Pegas, that horse on screen. He looks pretty good too. So if you fancied him, don't be worried about that. 14, 4, 3 and 6.
Jenny's numbers there on screen, 14, 4, 3, 6. How about from the commentary box, Mark, on level 8?
4, 5, 6, 3. Tom Geneva on top. 3-time course and distance winner draws barrier number 9, getting close on his last 2. Cool Boy's a danger. Wide draw again for him, which doesn't help. 6 Lifeline Express is consistent, and 3 Celestial Hero staying at 1,200 metres, but does have a better draw than the 4 and the 5. 4, 5, 6 and 3. Paul for race 6.
Made Cool Boy the best. Look, he's won 3 out of his last 4, and he didn't have any luck last time behind Hot Delight, who was unbeaten. So he's on top. The 13 Thunder Kit down the bottom there. He's right in the market at 5.5. Barrier 6, Vincent Hoboard, and look, the 4th was very good last time behind a good one in Smart Golf. Pegas in there for 3rd, I think he'll lead, and then the 4 and for 4th Geneva. Another one has to come from the back. 5, 13, 8, 4.
Yeah, I've gone the way in this race here of 5, 13, 2 and 4. Cool Boy from the wide draw. I think respect around Thunder Kit, who has got the hood on here this afternoon. 2 Circuit Grand Slam. Brittany Wong rides this one. He's coming into this off disappointing run behind Winning Ovation when he hit some ground to cover last start, and Geneva as well. 5, 13, 2, 4, Nick.
Yeah, keen on Geneva here, Tom. I think at those odds as well, he's a cracking price. He's lightly a race than a lot in this field, if not all of them. And he's only coming out for his 3rd start of the season. 3 course and distance wins for him. Stays on a mark of 74. He's run respectable in both his efforts off that mark this season, and he's trialled nicely enough since. So I think he's ready to win again. 4 on top for me. Over 6 at Lifeline Express. He can finish off with a strong run. I think we can see that today. Drawn well in 2, so he'll get cover. Probably need a bit of luck, but he's a definite chance. 5 in for 3rd, Cool Boy. He went on a roll of winning 3. Crept up the weights forward, of course, and he's got gate 13 here, which might just make it a bit tricky. And 13 Thunder Kit down the bottom. I don't think he's been the worst in limited runs. Has trialled well. 4, 6, 5, 13, Jenny.
Bottom weight for me, number 14, Lucky Candy. Thought he paraded well. His last 2 have been better. They've been down the straight, so they're stepping him up to the 1,200 here. Off a rating of 61, so he is quite close to a class drop, but he gets him with 117 pounds for Alexi Bedell. Hopefully he can get a bit of luck from the awkward gate, but the horse, there he is on screen, beautifully behaved behind the gates too. Like him, he goes on top of number 4, Geneva. He looks as fit and as casual and relaxed as he can be. He should run well. He's been consistent of late. Number 3, Celestial Hero. He's a horse that's got plenty of body strength. I thought you could forgive him for his last effort from gate 11 at Happy Valley. Back here at Chartin, from a good draw with Joe on board, I think he's got an opportunity to go better at odds. He does look well. And number 6, Lifeline Express, ridden a bit closer last time. He's normally best when he's ridden back. If he gets sufficient speed, he should be strong at the end. He was beautifully behaved today and looks well. As I said, of the rest, number 8, Pegas, looked pretty good too. But 14, 4, 3 and 6.
Okay, there they are down at the start. Thank you, Jenny. Closing it on start time here. The 6-up gets underway as well. Firstly, of the 3rd double trio. Paul, I know he's a 2.9 favourite here, Cool Boy, but gee, I thought it was a race that was not exactly clear cut, so I thought was a little under the odds here.
Yeah, I thought he'd be paying a bit more, to be honest, Cool Boy, but he does come out of a hot race last time and did win his 3 previous, so I suppose that's what punters are looking at. He's in the play. Nick likes Geneva. He goes in there as well, and also Thunder Kit, who did catch the eye finishing off at his last start. So 4, 5 and 13. But there are 6 of the 14 runners in single figures, so there is support around the others. They are Celestial Hero, Geneva, Lifeline Express, Pegas, and also Thunder Kit. So all those are paying single figure price.
Any interest here, Nick, in Savvy Brilliant, who's had a couple of trials leading into this, hasn't won for a long time. He's first up after a bleeding issue, dropping 23 pounds. No pressure in his most recent barrier trial. No market support for him.
No, there's not. And look, on paper, that's probably understandable because he's lost his way quite considerably, hasn't he? Really, won those couple of races back to back in mid-October and early November of 2024. But look, he's obviously a horse that's had issues. You know, he's a bleeder, so you've got to take a bit on trust. But first time up here, I'm not sure if that's the time to catch him. He is 0 from 3 fresh. He has 1 second up, but yeah, look. He's just becoming inconsistent through 1 or 2 ailments. So I was happy enough just to watch him, Tom, in fairness.
Smart Golf we've just seen run, of course, over Thunder Kit a couple of runs ago when he was defeated into 4th place, Singapore. But Thunder Kit's got form behind Jubilant Winner as well. He was in a trial with Saloness. He was no match for him. He lines up later on. But I think with the hood on, he's a very interesting prospect here, Thunder Kit.
Yeah, I had him in as the Quinella horse, actually, Thunder Kit. I thought he was one of the hardest to beat coming into the race. And look, he's on the improve all the time. He's one of these horses. He's only had 4 starts as well, so he's got plenty of. He sort of seems to be learning with the experience. Now the market, Pegas, I think, will lead. He's into 8.8. Geneva's been backed on a place line, as has Lucky Candy down the bottom. He's into 4.2 a place. So there is a bit happening, but Cool Boy's price hasn't moved from 2.9.
Certainly hasn't. So Nick, Chateau Neuf is coming back in grade here, a 3-time winner in the grade who's nearly 40 to 1.
Yeah, look, he's got the runs on the board, as it were, as you say. He's got a good record in the grade, course distance winner as well. He's got to shoulder a decent weight and give weight to obviously fancied runners in this, so that will be tough. But if he was to return to somewhere like his best, he's got to be a danger, hasn't he, really, on unknown form?
Certainly does. He's coming up into the gates now with Circuit Grand Slam, who, of course, was behind Winning Ovation last time out. Mugen has come through that race and since won, and he lines up in a very hot race number 11 here this afternoon. Greenery all over the board here, marked for race 6, but still locked in on the favourite here, Cool Boy at 2.9.
He is, Tom. The 4 Geneva's green on a win line at 4.1. He's now place favourite. He was green on a place line. Pegas backed win and place money for Lucky Candy. So late moves are plenty, apart from the favourite, who remains firm at 2.9. Thunder Kid will be the last one. He's in 2.8 now. Is a Cool Boy. There's place money for Savvy Brilliant. The 9 Outgate's gone green at 61 to 1, and they're set. And they're racing. Beginning well, Lifeline Express, Circuit Grand Slam, Savvy Brilliant, Sugar, Celestial Hero, Outgate, out wide of Pegas, Cool Boy and Lucky Candy, and it's a swarm past the 1,000. Back half of the field, Grit Spirit, Thunder Kit, Circuit Grand Slam, Chateau Neuf, Geneva, and last of all is Flying Hunter, Lucky Candy past the 800 and Cool Boy sweeping over from wide draws, and they go to the rail and 1 off outside of the speed. 2 lengths away, third Sugar, from Outgate to Pegas, Savvy Brilliant. Then Celestial Hero from Lifeline Express, wider out as Chateau Neuf. Grit Spirit, Thunder Kit, then Geneva, Circuit Grand Slam, and hard ridden 4 off last as Flying Hunter. Lucky Candy and Cool Boy share the lead. The rail opens up for Sugar. Outgate outside of them from Pegas, Lifeline Express, Savvy Brilliant, and then came Thunder Kit and Geneva. Cool Boy leads over Lucky Candy. Geneva's hitting a gap from well back in the field. Geneva has taken inside runs everywhere. Thunder Kit runs onto second, but this is Bowman at his best. Geneva has beaten home Thunder Kit, neither Lucky Candy or Cool Boy. Then came Circuit Grand Slam. Next in Celestial Hero from Savvy Brilliant, Sugar, Pegas, Outgate, Grit Spirit, Flying Hunter, Lifeline Express and Chateau Neuf. Next best home, number 4 Geneva, Hugh Bowman, David Hall at 3.9 and 1.4. Beats 13 Thunder Kit. Vincent Ho and Francis Loy at 2.2, and third is in the hands of the judge. In racebook order, 5 Cool Boy, Zach Purton, Jamie Richards at 1.4, 14 Lucky Candy, Alexi Bedell at 4.7. That was a Bowman special. Just probing everywhere for runs, and it just opened up, and a big white blaze hit the gap, and when he went through, he's been able to get away and score. Thunder Kid very much on the improve, and the judge still looking at third. 108.85, just inside standard. It's been the slowest race of the day, but it's still fast. and 4 and 13 are in the frame. He's now won 4 from 15 Geneva. All of them have been course and distance, and Bowman at his best in race 6. Beginning well, Lifeline Express, Circuit Grand Slam, Savvy, Brilliant, Sugar, Celestial Hero, out gate, out wide of Pegas, Cool Boy and Lucky Candy, and it's a swarm past the 1,000. Back half of the field, Grit Spirit, Thunder Kit, Circuit Grand Slam, Chateau Neuf, Geneva, and last of all is Flying Hunter, Lucky Candy, past the 800 and Cool Boy, sweeping over from wide draws, and they go to the rail and one off outside of the speed. 2 lengths away, third, Sugar, from out gate 2, Pegas, Savvy, Brilliant. Then Celestial Hero from Lifeline Express, wider out as Chateau Neuf. Grit Spirit, Thunder Kit, then Geneva, Circuit Grand Slam, and hard ridden 4 off last as Flying Hunter. Lucky Candy and Cool Boy share the lead. The rail opens up for Sugar. Outgate outside of them from Pegas, Lifeline Express, Savvy, Brilliant, and then came Thunder Kit and Geneva. Cool Boy leads over Lucky Candy. Geneva's hitting a gap from well back in the field. Geneva has taken inside runs everywhere. Thunder Kit runs onto second, but this is Bowman at his best. Geneva has beaten home Thunder Kit.
Yes, too strong on the end, courtesy of a absolute peach ride there from Hugh Bowman with Geneva. He's taken out to race number 6 of the afternoon from 13 Thunder Kit, who stayed on well, 14 Lucky Candy, and also with 5 Cool Boy there for 4th, but there was a desperately unlucky runner behind them as well. We'll get to that shortly, Nick, but well done, your best home here, and she's apples with Huey Bowman.
Yes, thank you, Tom. Yeah, no, I enjoyed that, I must say, and as you say, cracking ride from Huey. I mean, if you back the winner, then you certainly owe Huey Bowman a debt of gratitude, because that was a wonderful ride there. Obviously, never panicked as he does, and he's come siving through the field. Had plenty of horse underneath him to do so. 39.50 and 14.50. There's money for him late. 13 Thunder Kit has run second, 22.50. Third, number 14 Lucky Candy at 47.50, and fourth, number 5 Cool Boy. Quinella 157.50. Forecast 337. Tierce 2,923, and the trio 787 there after the running of race number 6. Winner for David Hall on a big day. Only a day he knows well, of course, a couple of years ago with Invincible Sage. Wins here with Geneva. That's his 4th win of his career.
He's done a fantastic job with this horse. He's got 4 wins on the board from 15 starts, numerous placings as well. And this horse is best when he's held up in running. He was 3rd last there at one stage. He had to wait for a little bit of luck to occur, and that did happen. And Hugh rode him terrifically to get another win on the board. So solid performance and well deserved.
Certainly was, Paul. Got all the gaps at the right moment there, and sailed on for a convincing victory.
Yeah, look, he did. And look, the unlucky runner there was Savvy Brilliant, because they was right next to Geneva, and Geneva beat him to the gap, and that was the winning of the race for Hugh Bowman. He had the momentum and he won the race nicely. A good run once again from Thunder Kit. He wasn't too far away. The favourite Cool Boy, they went forward on him from barrier number 13. He was right there and had his chance, but just missed out on 3rd there to Lucky Candy.
Yeah, he was unbelievably stiff in the straight there. Savvy, Brilliant first up. Jerry Chow was just swinging on and had nowhere to go over the final stages there. Thunder Kit, though, Nick, he's certainly an improving horse.
He is. No, absolutely he is. He's only quite lightly raced still, so I think there's more to come from him. That was only his 5th start, and he's down there carrying light weights in this grade, but he's proven that he can be competitive. So he's certainly one to watch, isn't he, next time?
David Hall there with the winning connections. What else did you happen to see there, Jenny?
I thought Circuit Grand Slam actually ran a bit of a race with Brittany Wong on board. Not too far away over the concluding stages. Was making some late ground, so it wasn't a bad performance from him. He was coming back in distance.
So nice effort there from those particular runners. Anything else, Paul?
No, well, look, I did look at that Savvy Brilliant. He was unlike, I agree with Jenny was saying, Circuit Grand Slam did go wide coming down the straight there, and he wasn't too far, so maybe he's getting back to a bit of form. Look, Pegas didn't lead. I thought he would be able to ping out and lead there, but he didn't. Sugar had his chance and didn't run too badly, so keep an eye on him if he goes back to Happy Valley. And there is a win for Lucky Candy at some stage, because he had to work to get across from barrier number 12.
He's down on a rating of 61 as Lucky Candy, so he's probably going to certainly stay here at the bottom of this grade for Cody Moen. You see he had barrier number 12. But Hugh Bowman in a real fight at the moment with Andrea Razzini, Nick, for that 2nd spot in the Jockeys Championship. Yeah, look, 2 wonderful riders. Of course, all dominant is Purton, but both gentlemen riding plenty of winners of late. He's out of stall number 9 there with the big bally white face. The chestnut is Geneva. A bit of squeezing there for Thunder Kit, and also copping some of that was Grit Spirit through the early stages. Cool Boy going forward without gate. Lucky Candy. Pegasus there in the centre. Sugar angling down to the rail. Lifeline Express behind them with Celestial Hero, and then you've got Savvy Warrior on the inside. Keep an eye on him in the straight in the red cap. Lifeline Express back with them. Chateau Nerf has covered a fair bit of ground around Grit Spirit. And then you've got Geneva, who's well back with the Circuit Grand Slam. And the last one, Paul, tailed off there. It's Flying Hunter.
Yeah, he was. So look, the favourites outside, Lucky Candy, they ran 3rd and 4th there. Sugar was getting the good run. Keep an eye on the horse in those stripes, those candy stripes. That was Savvy Brilliant. Didn't get any luck down the straight. The winner's coming from behind him. The gap's there, but it's only there for one horse. Hugh's got his eye on it. Jerry Chow just missed that gap there, and that was Hugh getting through it and winning the race, because the gap on the outside there closed. He couldn't get through. The winner did.
Yep, and Geneva shoots away here over Thunder Kid's Lucky Candy, Cool Boy. Circuit Grand Slam staying on out wider, and the hard luck story in the race there. Savvy Brilliant nowhere with any room for him down on the inside.
And they have weighed in. Quinella placed dividends 58.50 for 4 and 13, 4 and 14, 124, and 13 and 14, 203. Forecast 4 beat 13, 337. First 4, $386 for 5, 13 and 14 there. Quartet 4, 13, 14 and 5, 10,643 on the quartet. One and 4 double, $40.50. 1 and 13, $11. That was races 5 and 6 double there. And the times, 23.50, that was inside by 0.2, 22.44 just outside, the standard of 22.35, and 22.90 when standard's 22.95, so fractionally inside there. They went 108.84 on good to firm ground. That's inside by 0.16. Standard is 109.
The second of our Group 1s is not far away here at Sharton, the FWD Champions Mile, back here in the paddock with Jenny Chapman. And great to have Nick Luck joining us. And Nick, we go from a clear-cut win from Kaying Rising to what is a hugely open Champions Mile.
Yeah, this is the most competitive race of the day for sure, and to a greater or lesser extent, Tom and Jenny, it revolves around whether this Japanese horse Jantar Mantar turns up in the sort of form he has been the last year and 18 months, and not the sort of form he was in when he ran down the track here last December.
Well, you would have seen him on the track throughout the week. Yeah. How do you think he's been going?
I think he's been going better. I think he's settled in here better. Even by Japan standards, they've campaigned him quite sparingly. That would always just niggle away at the back of your mind a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But, you know, there's some other chances in it. I thought Strauss was an interesting runner here. His form obviously went to Sydney, and he did really well down there, except for he ran into a lot of trouble. But he was finishing off the race well, and then his run after that was terrific. So I'm interested a little bit in him at the odds.
It's a nice international field, isn't it? Is that indicative, Jenny, do you think that there isn't an absolute standout amongst the locals, given that we don't really know how dominant Voyage Bubble can be nowadays?
Well, that is true, I suppose. Voyage Bubble, he's been a little bit off charts this campaign, but his last run was better. Obviously, we've got Lucky Swainez, who's back in form. We've got My Wish, who went terrific last time. He absolutely flew home. Red Lion, well, you can't do the form on him. You never know what you're going to get with him. Galaxy Patch is going to get back. He'll need some luck. And then you've got the Derby winner in Invincible Ibis, the other Derby winner in Cap Ferrara as well. So, you know, it's a really interesting race, very open here, but I'm sort of leaning towards the top weight.
Yeah, the Derby's going to get a good workout today, isn't it, with those two horses you mentioned, of course, and then numbers in the FWD QE2 a little bit later on.
What about Strauss? I think he's an interesting horse coming into this. He's got probably slightly lower level of form leading into this, but even though it was a listed race last time, it was actually quite a strong listed race for what it was.
Yeah, and as Jenny said, the fact that he's travelled and acquitted himself quite creditably in Australia would certainly give you cause for optimism. It's that kind of race, isn't it? It's incredibly open. You could make a case for 8 or 9 of these quite conceivably.
Before we take a look at them, Nick, what would be your on-top selection here?
I've gone for My Wish here, Jenny. I just think it's a bit of a coming-of-age race for him, and Hugh Bowman had the choice between him and the Derby winner, Invincible Ibis. He's gone for My Wish, and I just think with pace on, to really draw him into the race, I think he can put his best foot forward. I've been surprised that he hasn't really emerged more strongly at the top level since he looked so good last year, but I think this is his time.
Well, I tend to agree with you. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when Hugh Bowman was explaining to his owners with Invincible Ibis that he wasn't going to take the ride on him after winning the Derby on him. But obviously, he obviously thinks this horse might be ready for this race.
Yeah, and the fact that they're both trained by Mark Newnham tells you that the trainer's obviously thinking along the same lines.
Let's head over to Nick Child and Paul Lally, who are standing by. Of course, Harry Eustace is back in town, guys, with Docklands also.
Absolutely. No, look, it's a great race, Tom, this. It is, and it's very open. There are plenty of chances here, Paul, and look, it's hard to really know where to sort of start looking for this winner of the mile, really.
Yeah, definitely. And look, the Japanese horse didn't turn up last time. He looks a different horse on the track this morning, though. Just Nick was saying, I think he's a lot better here this year. So, look, he's going to bring a chance. And look, the forgotten horse might be down the bottom, Little Paradise. I mean, his best distance is the mile. We saw him absolutely hose up in the Classic Mile, coming back in trip now as well. I think he's a big chance.
I guess the slight unknown with him is carrying that 4-year-old form forward into open company. But should he do that? I mean, like you say, the manner in which he won the mile, I mean, he could well stack up against the milers here.
Yeah, look, he easily beat Invincible Ibis, for example, in that mile, and he did show that really good turn of foot. So I wouldn't forget him. I agree. My Wish is a big chance as well coming into the race. There's plenty of chances. Voyage Bubble, see if he can bounce back.
Are we in danger of forgetting him almost? I mean, he's such a class horse, isn't he?
He is, and but he just hasn't been the same horse this season, has he?
No, he has not. Well, runners are on parade for us then, and we can start with this horse, Jenny, Lucky Swainez, who has been reinvigorated as a miler.
Has he ever? And he's walking so much better these days. He's bandaged, as you can see, but he's so calm, so relaxed. He's always had a fantastic attitude. It was quite evident, 2 years ago where he was walking and he had a real bit of a limp, but these days there's a tiny bit, but nowhere near like he used to have. It's so much better, and he was the last start winner. I think he looks in terrific order. I wouldn't be surprised with another good run from him.
Yeah, he'll put himself into the race, Nick. He's going to be right behind the pace, I feel, and we know he can stay.
Incredible bit of training this as well, isn't it, for Man the last couple of years to
down
get
and out.
Exactly. And horse not only come back from injury, Jenny was saying he's walking really well now, but also to reinvent himself as a miler, and he's chosen the right couple of years to do it. Let's face it, he wouldn't want to be running in the Chairman's Sprint today, would he?
And they're talking about, obviously, they went over to Japan for the Sprinter Stakes. They're talking about the Yasuda Kinnan now, maybe.
Yeah, and why not? Why not? This is a smashing horse, Voyage Bubble. Jenny, how do you think he looks today?
Voyage Bubble's just strolled into the parade. Now, he's got a fair bit of filler in both of those front feet, so they might have had a few little issues there. He's sweating up around the flank area and a tiny bit behind. He's very solid. He carries a bit of weight around the midsection. He's nice and alert. He's always a strong body type anyway, so don't worry about that weight around the midsection. I think he looks quite healthy in his coat today. Sometimes that's not great, but it's pretty good. And just a great relaxed attitude. He's good. I'll probably have him more as a place chance.
Of course, he was narrowly defeated in this race last year by Red Line at any old price, but he is the Triple Crown winner.
And that suggests he's very versatile distance-wise. But what nowadays, Tom, do you think is his optimum distance?
I think 1600 probably is optimum, to be honest. These days, just
he won't mind if they go hard here, though, will he?
No, he just needs a bit of luck from that draw, doesn't he? The Derby winner from a couple of seasons ago with Jenny, Cap Ferrar, he's got barrier 14.
Yeah, look, he has. It's not going to be easy for Craig Williams. Great to have Craig here. Of course, he rode him in the Derby. He has got a synthetic hoof on that off front there, but he's walking out okay. He might need a tiny loosen up, but he's nice and healthy in his coat, and he looks really healthy. He's only a small horse, but he's fit and he's healthy.
Been working well this week, I think, Cap Ferrar.
Yeah, and he'll pop up one day. It's just incredibly unpredictable to know when. I guess from 14, Craig's just got to take back and take his medicine and hope he gets the run through.
One win from 13 starts in his career in Australia. Didn't win in Australia, I should say. One win from 10 starts here, and one win from 23 overall. Obviously, there's been a bit of a cloud, Jenny, over Sunlight Power here, who has had that kept elbow, but how's he walking out today?
Well, I'll just get over to him. He's a nice, relaxed type of horse. He does parade well on a bit of a regular basis, this horse, and he's a good horse in his own right. At this level, it might just test him a touch. He's had a few opportunities in the past, but he's very strong. He's walking out nice and fluently. He looks fit, he looks healthy, and he looks eager enough. So he actually parades well again.
I think he's kind of an interesting runner. The better the race is, the better he'll run. I mean, he was third in this race last year. I think he wants that sort of ride as well. Sumion rode him last year, and I think he wants to be ridden completely chilly, stone cold, and hope for the best.
Hope for some pace on with Ethan Brown from stall number 3. Chang Cheng Glory there, sticking with a rider here again. Harry Bentley's ridden this horse in the past for 2 wins, Jenny, but it's been out of form since coming back from Korea.
He certainly has. 8 unplaced runs so far this season, so I'd like to see him back in form. He's been an old favourite of a few of ours. He's so calm and collected. He's got a bit of size about him. He's athletic. He looks healthy and fit. He seems to be walking out nice and casually as well. So he's good. He just needs a return of form.
And he'll be handy, this horse, won't he? He'll be up there. He'll be up there early.
It's just too tough, I think.
I think it is.
Overall,
I think it is.
With what he's done in his last few starts, he ran in a cup going back to December and was down the track there. Here is Copan de France, Ginny, another one that just finds it a bit tough at the ultimate Group 1 level.
Yeah, he does. He's actually parading okay. He's a little bit stiff walking in front. He obviously needs a little bit of loosening up in front and maybe behind as well, or just takes these small steps. That might be his style more than anything else. But he's got strong shoulder on him. He looks nice and relaxed, and he does look quite fit. So I'll give him a pass, but I've probably got others in front of him.
Ultimately too tough and a deserved price for him too.
I think so. I'm not sure he knows who he is. He was a sprinter, wasn't quite cutting it, moving him up to 1400 and now to 1600, but he's going to get out-finished at this level. Now, how is Jantar Manta panthering round the parade ring here, Jenny?
Well, I'm just about to lay eyes on him because there's so many people in the parade. It's much easier to do it from this end. So he's keen, he's eager, he's got a little bit of headgear on to keep him under control. Wow, what a nice horse he is. Very strong and healthy. Last year he sort of got that floating walking action, but it is a bit more normal today. He looks in good order. Geez, a lovely horse. Yeah, he's a strong chance.
I'm personally not worried about coming back to Charlton. He had trouble here last time, had interference, covered ground, lost a plate. What went wrong just was not easy for him.
Yeah, and as we started the preview of this race, we said the race is really contingent on which Jantar Mantar turns up, and if the real one turns up, then he should be quite a short price. I think Docklands will run well today.
Yeah, I think he will as well. Barrier number 1, Mark Zar obviously has got a good association, Ginny, with this horse, not only in the UK, but also partnered him in Japan too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you had the camera on him when he was just sort of throwing those legs down in front, just showing a few nerves there, but he's not doing it at the moment. Oh, there he goes now. So just feeling the nerves a touch, but he looks really fit. He's a very tall horse, and he looks quite healthy in the coat, and he comes off a nice strong win last time he stepped out. So he's an interesting runner. I don't mind him. He's so fit. He should run well because of that.
And he was absolutely expected to win that race at Doncaster, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did what he needed to do at a lower level. He was going to go to Dubai, but issues there meant they stayed at home in Doncaster, and it was probably a good confidence booster. Mark Zara won on the horse at Royal Ascot. He's booked to ride him today and then go back to ride him at Ascot. And here's little My Wish.
My Wish, yeah, he looks good. A little My Wish. He's actually grown into himself now. He's a 5-year-old, and he is obviously the full product. He's never going to be a big horse, but he's certainly stronger, and he has been presented well. He's always had a really good attitude. Nice, healthy-looking coat on him too, and does look very fit. So yes, he's there with a chance.
I thought from barrier number 10, if he jumps well, I personally think they sort of want to go forward with him and put him in the race rather than drop him all the way back out.
I wouldn't say there's cheap speed likely to be in front of him, but I think there's sort of inferior speed in front of him, and that should enable him to maybe lead the chasing posse, get a perfect stalking position.
Red Line now the winner of this race last year. Ginny's got a set of blinkers added here, but what do we get in terms of Red Line here this afternoon? 40-1 for last year's winner.
Look, I can't do the form on him. They are going with the blinkers first time. Now, he's been on and off his toes a bit. He's had the 2 handlers with him. He's a little compact type. He lacks a bit of scope. He's got a good, healthy-looking coat on him, but he's a little bit fired up and stirred up. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I don't know, because he's normally quite relaxed. So, no, I don't like the way he's just a little nervous.
It's been comprehensively trounced recently.
It's 40 lengths in 3 starts, isn't it? Yeah, even though he sprang to victory against everybody's anticipation last year. It's hard to see him doing the same again. Ronnie Arcouli, the owner, had been associated with the club for a long time. He said it was his best day as an owner in the sport when he won this race last year, which is quite something. He's had some very good horses.
He certainly has down through the years. Here's Galaxy Patch now with Jenny Barrier, number 13. He's always sort of been that nearly horse. Sometimes the races aren't run to suit for him. In the World Pool, he's greater than 30 to 1.
Yeah, he's a little fussy, isn't it, when it comes to what he needs in his racing, because he tends to get back, and he does require speed and a bit of luck. But he is one of these horses. He's a bit angular to look at. He's quite a long-bodied type. He's quite relaxed today, which is good, because quite often he can get on his toes and be a little bit cantankerous in the parade. So behaviour is better, and he does look fit and healthy. So he's not bad. If he gets conditions to suit, maybe he'll be running on strongly again.
Well, you both like this horse, Strauss. Now, to my eye, Jenny, he looks not only really well, but really relaxed.
He does. The horse in front of him, which is Galaxy Patch, is not going very fast, and he just wants to get on with it. Now, he is bandaged on all 4 legs. He's a strong-bodied type. He's a 5-year-old entire, but behaving himself well. He looks good. He's got good body strength, really good chest on him. He's about your average height, or just marginally higher than that. But I think he looks in great shape, really well, and good attitude for an entire as well.
There's been some decent enough form come out of that Abu Dhabi Gold Cup leading into Dubai. Obviously form behind Ombudsman there as well. So some of the form lines have tied up nicely.
Yeah, he's got some physique about him as well. I'm quite impressed with him. Here's the Derby winner, Invincible Ibis. James McDonald, not a bad sub, Tom.
Certainly isn't, and he rides here for Mark Newton. But Jenny, it's been 15 years since a 4-year-old's won the Champions Mile Extension, the last one.
Yeah, look, you know, who knows? He might just be very, very special, Invincible Ibis. But he looks in good nick. He's snorting a little bit, and he's a little bit nervous, and he's starting to get a tiny bit warm. He remains extremely fit, so obviously coming back in distance is the query. But the horse looks so fit. I'm going to leave him on a place line.
The thing is, Nicky's improved all the way through the season.
Mark Newnham knows. I mean, and I think that's why Hugh Bowman is riding My Wish. He just knows what another year will do for this horse. He's still a little bit raw, but very talented. There's Little Paradise for Zach.
He's at 5 to 1 in the market here, Jenny. Little Paradise, obviously, is a horse that Zach does know well, but got off him after his run in the Class 2, which he won before the Classic Mile.
Okay, well, I thought I'd had my 4 together for the top 4, but I'm gonna have to put this horse in. I think Little Paradise. He's beautiful. He looks really well, very healthy, walking out nicely. Not a bead of sweat on him, and his coat's immaculate. So I think he could run a bit of a race. He looks good.
Barrier 2's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, the dapples coming out on his coat. He looks fantastic. I agree with Jenny, and he's birthed to get a perfect trip under a man for whom it's already been an amazing day.
My Wish has been adjudged the best turned out horse there, so well done to the Marfu in the stable. There's $5,000 from FWD, and we'll get Jenny's top 4 and a market update from Paul shortly. But let's head over to Jack Dorling, who's standing by with the trainer of Docklands. It's Harry Eustace.
Harry, thank you very much for joining us. Great to have you in Hong Kong once again. You've just given Mark the leg up on Docklands. Are you happy with what you've seen?
Yeah, he's travelled over very well. He obviously returned in good form about a month ago at Doncaster, so you know, we're looking forward to seeing how we get on today.
And in terms of prep runs, that must have been absolutely perfect for him.
Yeah, ideal. It couldn't have worked out any better. So you know, it gave us plenty of confidence, and him confidence getting on the plane, and we're about to find out, you know, where we fit in.
And you're talking about confidence. I mean, finishing only beaten 2.5 lengths last year in the Hong Kong Mile must give you plenty of that.
Yeah, it was a massive run, and as you said, it gave us the confidence, one, to come back, and two, to target this meeting as well as the December meeting. Yeah.
And what do you make of the race more generally? Because it looks like a pretty open race, and maybe one that's there for the taking.
I'd say of the 3 it is. You know, we obviously bumped into Jantra Mantra in Japan. He could be the standout, and after that, as you said, we only got beat a couple of lengths last year. I think, you know, racing luck could decide the difference between those. So let's hope we get the right luck. Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time and best of luck.
Cheers, Jack. Thanks, mate.
Thank you to Jack, and thanks for Harry Eustace joining us here on the coverage. Of course, has Docklands lining up once again, but from the paddock, Ginny, did Little Paradise throw the cat amongst the pigeons
He
there?
did, yes. I thought I had it sorted, but I'm going to put him in second. I really fell in love with the Japanese horse there, Jantamanta. He's a lovely looking horse. He's got so much strength. His overall record's really good as well. I'm going to have him on top, but I'm going to put Little Paradise second. He looks fantastic. That's as good as I've seen him. He's a quality looking horse, so hopefully he can step up here. He was really good in the Classic Mile. The 5 horse goes in, which is My Wish. I thought he looks as good. He's matured quite nicely, this horse. And of the rest, I have put in the 8 horse, which is Strauss, the other Japanese horse. Quite like the look of him as well. Nicely behaved entire. So I'm going 1, 14, 5 and 8, and that's leaving up Lucky Swainers, who look good.
Thanks, Jenny. 1, 14, 5 and 8 as we see Galaxy Patch heading down to the start. Mark, are you with Jantamanta here to be the first Japanese horse to win this race since Morris in 2016?
I'm not, Tom, actually. Going Voyage Bubble. He's been forgotten about. He's 14 to 1. Yes, he was beaten by Red Lion, who was 1,000 to 1 in this race last year. But then he bounced back. He won the mile in December. He ran 3rd in the Stewards Cup behind Romantic Warrior. He ran 5th in the City Hong Kong Gold Cup over 2,000. He was disappointing in that. Perhaps he's a mile horse now. He ran 3rd behind Lucky Swainess last time. 126 pounds on his back here. What's an opportunity for Jerry Chow? Gear change, cheek pieces off, blinkers first time. We'll make him the value bet simply because he's at 15 to 1. And he has turned up on the big stage time and time again here at Shah 10. Jantamanta goes in for second. He obviously comes here very well credentialed, but was awful at his only appearance at the track. 4 Lucky Swainess has been rejuvenated at the mile at 9.3 and 2.6. He's a Group 2 winner over 1,600, and the only other time he raced at the trip, it took Romantic Warrior to get him. What a shot that is. That is beautiful. Jantamanta getting a pat from Yuga Kawada before he heads down to the gates. And number 5, My Wish. This is an opportunity for him at Group 1 level. He's not going to strike a Group 1 without a horse in it like a Romantic Warrior, a Kaying Rising. It's a winnable race for him. If he's going to win a Group 1 in a short term, this has to be it. But Voyage Bubble, we know what a class horse he is, Paul. 2, 1, 4 and 5.
I thought if the real Jantamanta turns up, he just wins this race. So I'm going to go with him, Jantamanta. He's been here once before. Everything went wrong. And 11.22 pounds. He's looked good in the track in the mornings. Little Paradise. Look, this is his best distance, I think. 1,600. Classic Mile winner. Did beat all those Derby horses in that 1,600 metres. Change of jockey, barrier 2. He's just going to get the perfect run, Little Paradise. The 4, Lucky Swainess. At 8 to 1, he's a good price. He's reinvented himself as a smiler, and then My Wish in there as well. Barrier 10 just might be a little bit further back than he'd like, but again, he did ride close to Lucky Swainess last time they met. 114, 4, 5 for me.
114 and 8 here. Jantamanta had clear excuses when he was here last time out, but he's obviously a quality horse out of Japan, a 4-time Group 1 winner from his 6 starts in the Mile Championship, the Yasuda Kinnan, the NHK Mile Cup, the SA High Futurity Stakes as well. So there's a lot to like about his solid form. Jantamanta, he's won 6 of 10 starts, and with the right sort of opportunity here, I thought he paraded extremely well this afternoon. Jantamanta. Lucky Swainess, born again miler is Lucky Swainess. Barrier 4, Derek Lung and Manfred Mann. I think he has to be respected off his win last time out. Invincible Ibis for the 4-year-olds series as well. And Strauss. I'm going to throw Strauss in here. Thought he looked good in the yard too, did Strauss. And he brings some different form lines into this. Obviously down in Australia, the Abu Dhabi Gold Cup last time out. There's been some good form through that. 4th was Goodway, of course. He's since won and placed 2nd in Dubai and was 2nd to Ombudsman rather in the Group 1 at Dubai Turf. So on top, Jenny, Jantamanta.
Yeah, I think Nick's there, so we'll go to Nick first.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. Yeah, it's 3 for me. Docklands, I've made him my value. Look, he was going to be a big price, and look, I think he's looked great all week, and if he runs through his looks, and he wasn't far away when he was last here in December, then I think at those odds, you'll get a decent run for your money. So I've made him the value today. Little Paradise in for second. Huge fan of this horse. If he can step up and race against the open class milers here, he will be competitive. Jantamanta goes in for third. There he is. Looks magnificent here. He'll give his running a I'm sure. My Wish, interesting that Huey's chosen him over the Derby winner. I think he might also be up there with some of the best of the local horses in this race. 3, 14, 1 and 5, Jenny.
Yeah, look, I've gone with the 1 as well, Jantar Manta. He's a beautiful looking animal. Wow. And he's got a fair bit of class about him, having won those 4 Group 1s. So I've got him on top. I've got the 14. I thought Lucky Paradise presented beautifully here too. He looks really well. Zach Purton jumping back on board him. Next best, number 5. That is My Wish. He's a horse that has matured. He's got stronger as time's gone on. He looks in good health and condition. And I thought Strauss paraded really quite nicely. Now, he's run down in at Randwick. He got into all sorts of bother. He just got back and found a little bit of trouble. But after that, came out and won in Abu Dhabi, the Gold Cup there. And it was a nice win there. So we'll see whether or not he can bring that good form here. He looks good. He's a nice type. So I've gone 1, 14, 5 and 8. And a little spot there for Lucky Swainers as well. He looked pretty good too.
Okay, so that's the verdict there from the paddock. Nick Luck was pretty keen on My Wish to land this year's Champions Mile. He'll be back for some more time on the telecast leading into the QE2 Cup. But Paul, what's going on the market here with the World Pool? A 2.2 favourite, Jantar Manta. Who are they backing through exotics here?
Cape Farrar's been backed a little bit. He's at 33 to 1 on a win line, 8.5 a place. He was the Derby winner, of course, of previous season. He's been back through the Quinellas as well. It's the only one that's really been back. There's a couple going from My Wish as well. He's now under 6.5, but the serious win money's coming for the favourite into 2.2. He is the clear favourite. Now the play, Mark likes Voyage Bubble. He's a big drifter. He's out to 18 to 1 Voyage Bubble, and Docklands is the one Nick likes at a price, and he's at 34 to 1. So we'll go around the top 3, 1, 2, 3. But Jantar Manta looks like he's going to start a clear favourite in this. The money's coming from at 2.2. Second favourite is My Wish, 6.4. Little Paradise is the third favourite at 7, and then we're into the Derby winner, Invincible Ibis, at 8.3.
How is he parading, Jenny Docklands? Because it's a different time of the year. He's been here twice in December now. First up didn't do too much. Second time round here was better, but it's different. It's different weather conditions, a different climate to what he experienced here. But from all accounts, he settled in pretty well.
Yeah, look, he sort of paws the ground every now and again, and he did that last year as well. So it's obviously a little bit of a trait of his. Apart from that, he looks extremely fit. I actually quite liked his last win, so I don't think he'll disgrace on what he does. And of course, his last run here was good, so he's well travelled and he's certainly fit enough.
Voyage Bubble, Paul, he's obviously sentimental with many people here in Hong Kong. Nearly 20 to 1 about him today.
Yeah, big price. Look, there's no market support for him whatsoever. I mean, he was trained to run up to the third leg of the Triple Crown, wasn't he? 2400, and now this season he just looks like he's lost that early speed over these shorter distances. But if he can bounce back, you're going to be well rewarded.
What about Jenny Galaxy Patch? Because if they don't go a decent sort of pace in this race, there's every chance he fires up and over races.
Well, he's capable of doing that. He needs a lot to go right, doesn't he? I mean, he's done a good job. He's a winner of 9 races in total, lifetime, 8 of them here in Hong Kong. But he just needs a lot to go his way in racing. If that happens, he's capable, but whether or not he's good enough, I'd probably say more a place chance.
As you can see there, the field are moving in strongly. Jantar Manta has just gone from 2.1 back out to 2.6 here on the World Pool. There's place money for 9, which of course is Cape Farrar, and also some win money there coming for number 11, Sunlight Power, and now some more place money for number 3, Docklands. A warm welcome to wherever you're joining us for our coverage here this afternoon from Sha Tin Racecourse in Hong Kong, including those throughout America on Fox Sports 2. We welcome you into our telecast of FWD Champions Day for 2026. This is the Champions Mile with a race caller, Mark McNamara, the favourite, Jantar Manta.
Thanks, Tom. They're ready for the Champions Mile. Good move, Lucky Swainess. He's into 5 to 1. Favourite Jantar Manta for Japan. They're racing. He was last out, Jantar Manta. Co-partner Prance away first. He leads over Red Line and Lucky Swainess. Jantar Manta, he's quickly been able to recover, and he goes through to be 4th now from Voyage Bubble. Then Strauss on the inside, Little Paradise from Cheng Cheng Glory. Next is Sunlight Power around Docklands. Someone just lost a shoe through the first 200 metres or so there. Then came Invincible Ibis from My Wish, Cape Farrar and Galaxy Patch. Co-partner Prance leads. 2 links over last year's winner Red Line. Jantar Manta centres on the outside of Lucky Swayness. He's in a great spot, Lucky Swayness. Voyage Bubble 3 wide from Strauss and Little Paradise on the fence. Then Sunlight Power, Docklands, 2 lengths to Cheng Cheng Glory, hard ridden. 2 lengths then to Invincible Ibis, My Wish. Cap Farrar follows the other Derby winner in Invincible Ibis, and Galaxy Patches last. 600 metres left to go. Co-partner Prance leads, Red Lines on his outside. Then Lucky Swayness, Jantar Manta. Very wide as Voyage Bubble from Strauss, Little Paradise. Sunlight Power next from Docklands, My Wish and Cheng Cheng Glory. It's still co-partner Prance. Voyage Bubble stays on. Out wider as My Wish from Docklands. And then came Cheng Cheng Glory. My Wish, he gets his chance. He's run to the lead. He's 2 lengths in front. Cap Farrar's the chaser from Docklands. My Wish still in front. Cap Farrar running out of time. My Wish has won it from Cap Farrar and either Docklands or Invincible Ibis. Then Sunlight Power. Next in Voyage Bubble. Galaxy Patch, co-partner Prance, Little Paradise. Lucky Swayness. Cheng Cheng Glory. Strauss. Jantar Manta flopped a chart in again and beat in Red Lion. My Wish, number 5, Hugh Bowman and Mark Newnham at 5.4 and 1.9 has beaten 9 Cap Farrar. Craig Williams and Francis Loy at 5.8. Looks as though Docklands will be third, number 3. Mark Zara and Harry Eustace at 5.8. A race-to-race double for Hugh Bowman. This one, the big one, obviously, though. And he had the choice to make. Does he go the Derby winner? Does he stick with the little horse who had been a touch below par at Group 1 level until today? 1:32.37 is the time. It's a very fast run. Standards 1:33.9. And Mark Newnham, heartbreaking in the Derby last year. He was able to get redemption with the Invincible Ibis, and now he's added a Group 1 win, Mark Newnham, in the FWD Champions Mile. Cap Farrar second, Docklands third, Invincible Ibis fourth. It's a neck by a half, 1:32.37. And My Wish adds his name to a shut-in Group 1 winner in the hands of Hugh Bowman. The little horse, Nick, with a huge heart and a Bowman on board, wins the 7th.
Very much, Mark. He's not the biggest horse in the world. He doesn't need to be because he's got a huge engine. Hugh Bowman, many congratulations. You're starting to make this race your own. You had a bit of a choice to make and you pulled the right rein. Well done.
Thank you, Nick. No, I'm very proud of the horse, and congratulations to the team behind him, because he's shown that he can compete and win at this level, and he's yet to do so, but now he's won with authority, I think. And I mean, I was very confident going into the race, and he got in. The pace was, you know, really quite on, which suited him, and I got a smooth passage through, and when I asked for top effort, he gave it to me in a stride. And
just a word for your fellow Australian, Mark Newnham. Obviously, you've had an association with him. You've known him a long time, but what a great job he's doing here. Well, you can see, and the results speak for themselves. And you know, I'm not one of his most used jockeys, but fortunately he seems to find me when he's got the better horses, and what a fantastic job he's doing, not only with these elite animals, but all the horses in his stable. So it's a pleasure to work with him and for him, and long may it continue. Well done, enjoy it. Thank you, Nick.
Hugh Bowman goes back-to-back in the FWD Champions Mile. Red Lion last year into My Wish in 2026.
Swayness, he's into 5 to 1. Favourite Jantar Manta for Japan. They're racing. He was last out, Jantar Manta. Co-partner Prance away first. He leads over Red Lion and Lucky Swayness. Jantar Manta, he's quickly been able to recover, and he goes through to be fourth now from Voyage Bubble. Then Strauss on the inside, Little Paradise from Cheng Cheng Glory. Next is Sunlight Power around Docklands. Someone just lost a shoe through the first 200 metres or so there. Then came Invincible Ibis from My Wish, Cap Farrar and Galaxy Patch. Co-partner Prance leads. 2 lengths over last year's winner Red Lion. Jantar Manta Canters on the outside of Lucky Swayness. He's in a great spot, Lucky Swayness. Voyage Bubble 3 wide from Strauss and Little Paradise on the fence. Then Sunlight Power, Docklands, 2 lengths to Ching Ching Glory, hard ridden. 2 lengths then to Invincible Ibis, My Wish. Cap Farrar follows the other Derby winner in Invincible Ibis, and Galaxy Patches last. 600 metres left to go. Co-partner Prance leads, Red Lines on his outside. Then Lucky Swayness, Janta Manta. Very wide as Voyage Bubble from Strauss, Little Paradise. Sunlight Power next from Docklands, My Wish and Ching Ching Glory. It's still co-partner Prance. Voyage Bubble stays on. Out wider as My Wish from Docklands. And then came Ching Ching Glory. My Wish, he gets his chance. He's run to the lead. He's 2 lengths in front. Cap Farrar's the chaser from Docklands. My Wish still in front. Cap Farrar running out of time. My Wish.
He's a Group 1 winner, My Wish. Mark Newnham now a Derby winning trainer and a Champions Mile winning trainer, so gets a big international Group 1 here in Hong Kong, does Mark Newnham with My Wish, and they've only just run outside the track record time there, 132.37, the track record Precious Ship going back to 2021, 132.24, so not too far outside of that, Jenny, but great effort here at My Wish, and the little horse, he really deserved that.
Yeah, he's done a brilliant job with him, Mark Newnham, no two ways about it. I mean, they Quinella the 2025 Derby, Cap Farrar and My Wish, and My Wish went down by the smallest margin. Cap Farrar made a late dive there, but it not to be today for him. But good to see him back in form as well. It was a really good, solid performance. And this year's Derby winner, finishing in 4th as well. He's gone really well. That is Invincible Ibis. But well done to Hugh. He gave him a superb ride there. A game little horse he is.
Yep, so Mark Newnham 1st and 4th there, Paul, and the top 4 really had cleared out on the rest there.
They did, didn't they? Look, Voyage Bubble, he was the 5th horse home, and he was 3 wide most of the way, so you know, he didn't have much luck from barrier number 12, but at 54 and 1950, 58.50 for Cape Farrar and 58 for the 3rd horse, which was the 3 Docklands who ran a race. Quinella 5 and 9, 644.50. Forecast 5 and 9, 959. Trio was 6,045. The chairs 593, 30,648. But look, every horse had their chance. Janta Manta over raced a little bit, but look here, that's another disappointing run here at Sha Tin for him.
Yeah, that's 2 really disappointing runs now, Jenny. Both the Japanese horses over raced through those early stages. I think Janta Manta eventually did settle, but Strauss, he would not settle.
No, he wouldn't settle. And Janta Manta missed a start as well. So he was on the back foot for starters, and he made up that ground quite quickly. Then he was over racing. So a lot of things he did wrong here this afternoon. He's finished well back, as it's turned out. And yes, never in it. But well done. There's Huey going out to go and collect a nice trophy there.
He pulled the right rein, Huey.
He certainly did. It'd be a great relief as well, because you know, Invincible Ibis hasn't finished that far off them either. He's run a cracker.
Yeah, and Paul mentioned Voyage Bubble. He'll have a decent rest after tonight, yes, because he covered a lot of ground. It was sort of a bit sort of indicative of his first run this season, where he covered a lot of ground too.
Yeah, look, and he hasn't finished all that far away either. I think he's finished in 5th position. He covered, you know, 3 or 4 wide throughout. So. Whoops, we don't want to see anything nasty happen here. But, yeah, so Voyage Bubble, yes, he's had definite excuses there.
Would have been interesting, Paul, had Lucky Swayness got out at the right sort of point in the straight. Yeah, look, he was turned sideways. You could see him trying to get that gap and lost all momentum. So that was it was unlucky for him on the inside, Lucky Swayness, because he had that cushy run just in behind. Little Paradise, he was sort of following him in. He was back on the rail, but he never ran on either. But look, all honours to the winner here, My Wish. Absolutely takes his record now, My Wish, to 7 wins from 19 starts. Came from humble beginnings in country New South Wales, and obviously went very close in the Derby here last season, and then this season he's just gone from strength to strength and has picked up one of the majors here in Hong Kong, the FWD Champions Mile. How about that out at the front, Nick? Some delighted connections there, of course. A tie-up with Romantic Warrior, of course, there with the partner of Peter Lau, Suki Tang, amongst the ownership.
Yeah, tremendous. And as Huey summed up in that, albeit brief, regrettably, that interview. I mean, you could talk to Hugh for days, couldn't you? But, you know, there's a great team around this horse, as he mentioned, and obviously Mark training the horse, but everyone involved, and it's certainly well deserved. Obviously, he's a classy little horse, this fellow, and you know, he always gives 100%, doesn't he? And great to see him come of age, I suppose, today in winning a race like this. Obviously, he was a boom 4-year-old, and he's now managed to beat some of the best around over this distance in open company, and you know, long may they enjoy it, and they've got a lovely horse, of course.
And it's the turn of foot, this horse, that he can produce, Jenny, that he can put them away quite quickly.
He certainly can, yeah, and Huey suits him too. I think he's a really good select for this horse as well. Not that Luke Ferraris did anything wrong, he did a great job on him as well, but well done to Huey, gave him a great ride there, and well done to Mark Newnham. Hasn't he just made an impact on Hong Kong racing since he's arrived here? What a great trainer he is.
And he always came across as that sort of tailor-made trainer for Hong Kong. Every Derby time you'd see him up here, he obviously had some great Hong Kong connections. He was watching and learning what went on, watching from afar. Obviously, he was under Gay Waterhouse for a fair while there, and he's had that great sort of development, and he's brought his own style to racing here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, look, and every time you interview him, he always tells you exactly how he feels and what's been going on, and you're never left wondering, you know, what he thinks about the horse. He always gives you a fantastic explanation. So on that front, he's fantastic. He's just such a pure horseman.
And I think that's something the owners that have joined his stable, Nick, have really enjoyed from Mark Newnham, is the once-a-week video updates of knowing how their horses, how it's been going, what the plan is, just keeping them informed, the communication.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in this day and age, I suppose we will say, you know, it's the way of the world now, isn't it? And everybody's got a smartphone, more or less, and you can get updates in you know, no time whatsoever, and videos and different things like that. So that's what's great about obviously, you know, having that sort of technology, and Mark's able to carry that all out, and of course being able to ride your own horses as well, I think is key. And the fact that he still gets on plenty of them and gets a feel of them, he's got a great understanding of his horses, and you know, and he's brilliant for us to deal with, you know, as media men and women. I mean, he's a superstar in that respect. You know, he gives us all the time in the world, and we're very grateful of it. And you know, I'm sure his owners love it as well.
Never turns down an interview, does Mark Newnham, and he's always there to front up and put his hand up. So someone like that always deserves the best of success. Just looking back at the replay again, Paul, at that sort of same point that Lucky Swainess was held up, Little Paradise was held up there too.
Yeah, he was behind Lucky Swainess. You can see him back there on the inside in those purple colours, and he got that clear run down the outside. Most improved run from Cape Ferrara, running in there for second. He's only won the one race in his whole life, Cape Ferrara, and that was the Derby.
Yeah, it was great to see him nurse back to health today. Jenny, the other one that was well back was Galaxy Patch. He was off the bit, I think, sort of down at the 600 metres coming down the side, and look, he got the right sort of tempo to aim at today, but he didn't pick up.
He's always so risky, isn't he? I mean, just trying to, if you're backing a horse like him, you need so much to go right.
Rightio, time to head out for the presentation of the FWD Champions Mile.
Will now commence.
And a wonderful performance from My Wish, welcoming all connections to the stage. My Wish, the winner of the FWD Champions Mile.
富衛保險冠軍一哩賽嘅得主已經順利誕生，係由祝願勝出㗎，恭喜晒！
I'd like to invite now the Honourable Algernon Yao, Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, to present the main trophy first of all to the winning owner, Ada J. Chao Hong.
香港特別行政區商務及經濟發展局局長邱應華先生，而家將富衛保險冠軍一哩賽嘅主杯頒發咧俾祝願嘅馬主㗎。咁我哋係有車小姐代表接受嘅。咁馬主咧就係車曉紅、唐顯芳同埋許麗詩啦。
And of course we have the specially commissioned Year of the Horse Edition Trophy. And to collect that on behalf of the ownership, welcome Ruby Hoi Laxi.
咁而家咧，邱局長咧亦都係將呢個馬年特別版嘅珍藏獎杯啦，頒發俾我哋嘅馬主代表許小姐嘅代表接受嘅，恭喜晒！
And now the Honourable Algernon Yao is going to present the specially designed Year of the Horse Edition Trophy to the winning trainer. And what a season he's having. It's Mark Newnham, ladies and gentlemen.
邱局長啱啱咧就將我哋馬年特別版嘅珍藏獎杯咧頒發俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅練馬師廖康明㗎，恭喜晒！
And finally the specially designed Year of the Horse Edition Trophy. It's another big race win for Hugh Bowman.
咁我哋繼續麻煩邱局長將馬年特別版珍藏嘅獎杯咧頒俾我哋勝出嘅騎師 Bowman。
And may we now invite Professor Frederick Ma, Chairman and Independent Non-Executive Director of the FWD Group, to present a souvenir silver trophy to their winning owner, and this time representing the ownership, Suki Tang Shanfang.
我哋而家有富衛集團主席兼獨立非執行董事馬時亨教授，就係將我哋嘅紀念獎杯咧頒俾我哋勝出馬主嘅。咁我哋有車小姐代表接受嘅，恭喜晒。
Now Professor Ma is going to present a souvenir silver trophy to winning trainer Mark Newnham.
跟住咧，我哋繼續係有請馬時亨教授，都係將呢個紀念銀杯咧，就係致送俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅練馬師廖康明嘅，恭喜晒！
Thank you for Professor Ma. And finally, may we invite the Managing Director of Greater China and Hong Kong, Chief Executive Officer of FWD, Mr. Ken Lau, to present a souvenir silver trophy to winning rider Hugh Bowman.
富衛大中華區常務董事兼香港行政總裁柳志堅先生咧，而家就係將我哋嘅紀念獎杯啦，就係頒俾我哋勝出嘅騎師Bowman。唔該晒，柳生。
And thank you, Mr. Lau, and thank you for your enduring support of this fabulous event.
Let's ask all our winning parties on stage for a group photo on this special occasion. Congratulations once again to My Wish.
There it is, the presentation of the FWD Champions Mile for 2026. My Wish for Hugh Bowman. Mark Newnham wins in class record time here over the 1600 metres. Not far outside the course record, of course, but he's done it in some style today. Back-to-back victories in the Champions Mile for Hugh Bowman, and the Hong Kong horses once again continue to dominate here over the 1600 metres against their overseas rivals. The Japanese came, they tried with Strauss and also Jantar Manda, who over-raced certainly through the early and mid stages of the race. One of the overseas competitors, Docklands, has stayed on pretty well. Cap Farrar, great to see him back in some good form here this afternoon, running second to My Wish. And the Derby winner to make it a 1-4 for Mark Newnham. Invincible Ibis staying on strongly for fourth, and the top four in the Champions Mile were well and truly clear on the rest. That's two Group 1s done so far this afternoon. Kaying Rising winning the Chairman's Sprint Prize, and now My Wish taking out the Champions Mile. Runners are in the parade ring for the next race here this afternoon. We can have a look back though at the patrol with Nick.
Thank you, Tom. Yes, indeed. And let's have a look at them go, shall we? Away and racing. It was a decent enough dispatch. As you can see, one or two just taking back, including the winner, My Wish, and Cap Farrar also getting to the back of the field as well. Going forward then, showing good early dash in the centre is Red Lion, who's prominent towards his outside. Now leading them all off is co-partner Prance on settling down. Lucky Swain S the inside. Strauss a little bit keen with the white face there for Joe. And you got Voyage Bubble the outside of him. Little Paradise further back. Docklands following him. Now he didn't jump as quickly as might have been expected, so he's a little bit worse than Handy. He's probably more midfield, just in behind Sunlight Power in the orange, blue and white. Chang Cheng Glory is following. My Wish has only got two behind at this stage. He follows his stablemate Invincible Ibis, and looking to the back of the field, Galaxy Patch is the back marker, just being preceded through by Cap Farrar, a Derby winner of a couple of seasons ago. But at this stage, Jenny, looking for the winner, he travels super confidently and comfortable back towards the rear of the field.
He certainly does, but he's relying on a little bit of luck as he turns into the straight, because there's plenty of horses in front of him, and he's going to need some clear running. Well, Hugh just steers him out here, and he does put him into clear running very swiftly as well. Cap Farrar just doesn't have as much clear running, and he's in behind him, so had he got out a little bit earlier, he might have made it a bit more interesting. He still finishes off the race extremely strongly. Invincible Ibis in those navy blue cap and the white sleeves there fights on quite well, and Cheng Cheng Glory down the outside. Docklands to the inside fighting on quite gamely as well, but the winner is My Wish, a really nice win.
He is indeed. They've weighed in for the Champions Mile of 2026.
Quinella placed 5 and 9, 188.50, 3 and 5, 129.50, 3 and 9, $887 for the QQPs on the Champions Mile race number 7. Wrapping up the forecast, 5 defeating 9. The return there, $959. 9.59 the return. First four, 12,282, 359 and 10. Quartet 187,520, 593 and 10. The double 4 and 5, $169. The consolation 4 and 9, $389.50. Third double trio 4, 13, 14, 359, $983,270. There's a jackpot there of just shy of $200,000 going forward to the jackpot reserve. So we'll take note of that when it will be redistributed amongst the pools. Triple trio 1, 2, 5, 6, rather 4, 13, 14, 359, 12 million. The return there. Consolation of 2,332. And there's a small jackpot for the triple trio to the jackpot reserve of 1.2 million. So well done if you got a slice of that big triple trio dividend here this afternoon. 24.15 inside standard by 0.7, 22.03 a second inside standard, 23.23 pretty much on standard, and outside standard the final section 22.96, 1.53 inside the standard time, 132.37, a class record for the Champions Mile. Runners are in the paddock now for race number 8, the FWD Insurance CCB Asia Handicap. Paul, quick summary of the market.
Yeah, Fit for Beauty a 4.1 favourite. Helene Super Feeling 8.1. 5.8 Para Vitan. The red hairs into 6.6 and Aero Invincible at 5.1. Wide open race this one.
Okay, thank you, Paul. That's the all-up market. Runners already in the parade ring ahead of this this run. Coming up, it's race number 8, of course. Horse number 1 is Helene's Super Feeling here, Jenny. This horse is the mount of James McDonald for David Eustace.
Yeah, nice horse. Eye-catching debut from him, and he's a horse that doesn't have a great deal of gate speed, so hopefully he can learn to jump a little bit better. But he presents really nicely. He's fit, he's healthy, he's beautifully behaved.
So that is Helene's Super Feeling. He's at a trial up at Chung Fa. I didn't think he was the worst in this sort of race at 8.5. Drawn barrier number 1. That trial up at Chung Fa, he was 5th. He was back at the rear and ran along quite nicely towards the inside there. Helene at Super Feeling. He was a winner here, 1,200 metres at his debut over Young Arrow, who was quite unlucky on Wednesday night at Happy Valley. So move on from him as we count down to this. It's going to be a rapid fire parade. We are only 8 minutes away from a start. Choo Chow Spirit now, Jenny, number 2.
Choo Chow Spirit's really laid back and relaxed. He's a horse that probably needs tiny to loosen up in front. He carries a bit of weight around the midsection. I do like his attitude. He's got a bit of size. He's got plenty of strength. He looks okay, but place only for me.
You know, if he was really on song, he'd have a part to play in this, given he's through from 27 course and distance. Last one off 86. He's dropped down the weights, but it does have a tricky stool as well here to overcome. In gate 12, big price 30 and 8.4 about Choo Chow Spirit. 3 is Para Vitam. He did win on his second start. Was only 8th last time though, Jenny.
I don't think he's a one-hit wonder. You know, when he first walked into the parade, he's been in here for about 8 or 9 minutes. He was really, really good, and I was definitely going to put him into the top 4. I probably might still, but he has got himself rather hot and bothered in a short space of time and on his toes. So he's just starting to feel the nerves a fair bit. So that worries me a fraction, but he's a nice horse.
Fit for Beauty, runner-up last start, Jenny, covered some ground.
He looks in terrific order. He's a lovely, strong-bodied, sensible type of horse. Bandaged in front, looks strong and well.
He is the mount of Zach Purton here and favourite. Zach riding in for the first time in the Beauty Fit Syndicate colours. Did have the form turned around with him with Mighty Mast last time, who he did run second to. Handicaps left him on 71 for today. Another World here, Jenny, ran last when last seen. They've dropped him £2.
Another World is a very quiet, relaxed type of horse who looks quite good. He's a winner of 4 of his races, all over the 1400, or 3 of them over 1400, one over 1650 on the all-weather. Don't think he parades too badly here. I'll give him some sort of consideration for the top 4. He's in pretty good order. He's a neat type and he's sensible.
Okay, that is another world, horse number 5. He's at 47s and 11s. So big price for Dennis Ship and Vincent Ho. Drawn barrier number 8 did not run out 1,600 metres last time out. Daryl Flash, Jenny, yet to front up.
Yeah, he hasn't done much, 5 average runs today, but he's actually not a bad-looking type. He has got some strength. He's quite sensible in the parade, and he does walk out nicely. So an improved effort wouldn't absolutely shock the way he presents here, but his form so far has been average.
Yeah, Daryl hasn't earned any money just yet in his 5 starts. And his class, number 8, Jenny, Ricky Yu and Harry Bentley teaming up. He's had 105 days off, gets a visor on today.
Yeah, he's another one that actually parades quite nicely, but those 2 runs have been really poor. I'm not sure if he can improve enough, but I'm not putting the pen through him because he's quite a good-looking type. So I thought his trial was average as well just recently too. So I want to see him improve, but he's not a bad type.
Mighty Commander, Jenny, coming back to Sharton, but has a terrible record here.
Well, he's got himself all sweaty and hot and bothered and throwing the head around, slightly agitated as well. So he was slightly warm when he first walked in and he's deteriorated. So for those reasons, place only for me. Joe
Moreira rides 0 from 6 here at Sharton. Here is number 14, Jenny. This is Legendary Years. He's had a decent break, 162 days. How does he look?
He looks just okay. He's a horse that lacks a little bit of scope. He carries a bit of weight around the midsection, a little bit questionable behind as well, and just slightly on his toes. I've got others in front of him.
Okay, so that is Legendary Years down towards the bottom, number 14 at 63s and 12s. We'll pick up a few of the other runners as the majority of the field now have left the parade ring, so we'll grab them on another camera around the side in just a moment. Legendary Years, a big price of Brett Crawford, eligible for Class 4. Aero Invincible, Jenny.
Aero Invincible actually paraded pretty well. He was nice. You can see he's a pretty sensible type of horse. He's fit, he's healthy. His recent form is excellent. He's won his last couple, and I think he's backed up looking well once again. So I can't find much wrong with him.
He's been in very good form, though he's got to go to another level in this grade. He's never quite fronted up in this sort of grade before. California Waves here, Jenny. Ran a nice race 2 starts ago. Karis Teton rides.
He's a tiny horse, little, but he's a little nuggety one. He's got some body strength for the size of him. Behaved himself pretty well in the parade. You can see he's just on his toes now, but yeah, lacks a little bit of size, but probably makes up for it with a bit of strength. I'm happy to watch.
Harold Wynn, 4th behind Mighty Mars last start, but he's got a wide draw to overcome here.
When he first walked into the parade, I thought he needed a little loosen up with that off front, but he did loosen up, and he looks fit, healthy and well. He's a nicely enough behaved horse, so he's not the worst.
His Positive Smile, Jenny. Craig Williams riding for David Hayes with a lightweight.
He's an interesting runner, this horse. He never really totally appeals because he never carries any excess condition. And he's dropped another 18 pounds here, so he's down to 991 pounds. So he always looks a little bit on the light side. For that reason, I don't often put him into the top 4, but he is a very fit horse and he's very relaxed.
He has struggled in this grade from 8 starts to run top 4. Did you see the red hair before he went out?
Yeah, he got himself all hot and bothered as well, the red hair. At first, when he came in, he wasn't too bad, but yeah, he doesn't look too bad off that shot, but he was very much on his toes. Quite a neat type of horse, though. His coat's pretty good.
Okay, that is the field then. Back with Jenny in a moment, but the market here, Paul, anything happening?
Yeah, no, nothing too much. It is an open race, though. Helene Super feeling 8.9, 31 Chuchao Spirit, 6.4 Para Vitam, 3.8 Fit for Beauty is the favourite, 47 Another World, 43 Daryl Flash, 6.4 The Red Hair, Class 113, 11 Mighty Commander, 5.1 Aero Invincible, 23 California Waves, 20 Harold Wynn, 18 Positive Smile, and Legendary Years at 64.
Top 4, Jenny.
Number 1 goes on top for me, Helene Super Feeling. I thought his debut run was quite good, and then he hasn't been able to back that up with another win so far. He ran 6 behind Smart Golf last time he stepped out. So he's nicely drawn in gate number 1. Big weight to carry, but he's a nice horse, and he was really sensible, looks fit, nice and fluent in that action. He's on top of number 4, Fit for Beauty. I liked his laid-back, relaxed style as well. He's a really strong horse, so he's in, and his recent form's been good. Number 10 goes in, Aero Invincible, won his last 2, so up into Class 3 here from a good gate. Andrea Azzini to help him out. He looks good. And I thought number 5, Another World. Now, he might be a little bit of value. Capable enough on his day. Yeah, he looked rather fit. He was walking out nice and freely. So we'll see whether or not he can return to form. 1, 4, 10 and 5.
Thank you, Jenny. 1, 4, 10, 5 for Jenny here with Helene Super Feeling on top from the parade. Mark, who do you like in race 8?
He got the 5 here, Nick. Another World. He's had one run at 1400 for Dennis Ship. That was first up, where he has no format. 3-time course and distance winner. Get to check chance with him at 46 to 1. To beat number 4, Fit for Beauty, 2-time course and distance winner. 3 Power of VTAM, winner over 1600 2 runs ago. Liked his trial up at Chungfa the last little bit, and Helene Super Feeling draws 1 and ran 4th his only time at the distance. 5, 4, 3 and 1, Paul, for race number 8.
I made the value play in this, which is California Waves at 22 to 1. He missed the start last time, ran on really well, and prior to that his run was very good. He's got barrier 7, Karis Teton aboard, so put him on top at a big price. The red here's got the £10 claim. Aero Invincible's been in good form, and he should be right on the pace. And then Helene Super Feeling in there for 4th, 11, 7, 10 and 1.
1, 4, 7 and 10 here. Helene Super Feeling didn't mind him today. James McDonald, David Eustace, I thought the trial was good enough leading into this. Fit for Beauty's a player as well. He covered some ground last start. The red here, not the worst here with a £10 to claim. And Aero Invincible looking to make it 3 in a row. 1, 4, 7, 10, Nick.
I've gone the 7 here, the red hair. I thought with the £10 coming off, he was a player in this. They've tweaked a bit of the headgear with him as well. Just a one-time winner. That was course and distance, but does stay on a mark of 70. And with the £10 claim, runs off 117. So he goes on top for me. Over 4, Fit for Beauty. He's very consistent. They does have a tricky draw, but you have got Purton on board here. Helene Super Feeling up at the top. He's drawn well here in 1. James McDonald back on board him. He won on him, of course, on his debut here in Hong Kong. And 10, Aero Invincible. This is a tougher ask for him. I wouldn't want to see him much short than that price, but he comes here in very good form, having won his last 2, and he draws well. 7, 4, 1, 10, Jenny.
I have 3 of those numbers on looks. I've got the 1 on top, so he's standing steady at that sort of price, or he might have even drifted out a little bit. That is Helene Super Feeling. Thought he paraded really nicely. Well drawn in gate 1. He's got to carry the big weight though, but he does have James McDonald on board. The 4, Fit for Beauty, you saw him behind this the barriers just moments ago. Nicely behaved, really strong, sensible type. His form's been good. The 10 horse also paraded well. Steps up in grade here from barrier 2. He looks fit and strong, and I thought number 5 also looked good. Another World. So just at the odds, we'll see if he can bounce back here. He has won 3 times over the 1400, so he's definitely capable. 1, 4, 10 and 5.
Okay, thank you, Jenny. There is the red here on the screen, number 7 down at the start, who's at 5.9. Paul, what's the play for this race?
Yeah, look, I made the value play in it, so which is California Waves at 20 to 1 now. He's coming a little bit. So I'll do him with a couple that are in the market, which is the red here with the claim at 5.9 and Aero Invincible at 5.2. 7, 10 and 11. But Fit for Beauty stays the favourite at 3.7. The red here 5.8. Looking for the exotics, there's quite a few going through Power of VTAM at 6.4. David Hall's already had a win here this afternoon with Geneva. Other ones are the 13, Positive Smile at 18 to 1. So if he can perform in this grade. So there's a couple going through him as well. And also the 11, which is now California Waves. There's a few going through him at a bit of a price. But 3.7, Fit for Beauty is still the favourite.
What were your thoughts, Jenny, about Aero Invincible, who's 8 times been in this grade, but only ever fronted up for what is 1/3 placing?
Look, I really like the way he's backed up since those wins. He seems to be holding that condition well. In fact, he's put on another 3 pounds, and I think that's a positive. So Pierre's got him looking well and racing well. From gate number 2 here, he might be able to make the step up here as a 5-year-old.
Could you make a case at all, Nick, for Another World, who clearly didn't see out 1,600 metres, which therefore means he certainly didn't see out 1,800 metres 2 runs ago, but he's a course and distance winner on a few occasions here at the 14.
Yeah, look, he's a regular. 3 wins from 8, so look, his record is good, and he did place on the all-weather off of £2 higher back in late December behind New Forest, so he's more than capable if bouncing back over his favourite course and distance, Tom.
Choo-Chow Spirit, Paul, just finding it a bit tough at the moment.
He does, doesn't he? And barrier 12 is not going to help him either, so that's just a little bit of concern. Money coming for Positive Smile on a win line now. He's into 13-1. Fit for Beauty, the favourite, just drifted out to 3-1.
Craig Williams rides Positive Smile. He's been in this grade on the 8 occasions and has never been able to run top 4. Of course, he did string a couple together earlier on in the calendar year, going back to January. David Hayes, his trainer from barrier number 14. The favourite here, Mark, is Fit for Beauty for race number 8.
He is, Tom, and he's yet to load Fit for Beauty. There's about 3 out. As the red hair goes in, that will leave Mighty Commander. And Fit for Beauty to get set. Money at the top, Elaine Super Feeling. Green win and place, 6 and 2.6. Fit for Beauty about to make his way into the gates for a race number 8. Romantic Warrior comes up in race number 9. One more Group 1 for the day, but race 8 is ready to go. The 1400, they're racing. Power of Vitam slow out, and California Waves began well, as did Aero Invincible, and pushing right up through the centre as Daryl Flash without wider Harold Win. Then came Class from Fit for Beauty. Elaine Super Feelings on the inside from Another World one off. Then Power of Vitam, the red hair wide around Mighty Commander, and then Legendary Years, Positive Smile and Choo Chow Spirit past the 1000. Aero Invincible leads half a length over Harold Win. Daryl Flash is 2 lengths away third, and a gap to Class on the outside of Elaine Super Feeling. Next is California Waves, and 2 lengths Power of Vitam and Fit for Beauty. Another 2 lengths to Mighty Commander. Another World, they're well strung out here. Hard written wide the red hair from Positive Smile. Legendary Years pushed along, and Choo Chow Spirits last of all. Aero Invincible at the 500 metre mark leads. Harold Wins on the outside. Daryl Flash coming wider from Elaine Super Feeling. 2 lengths to Power of Vitam, then California Waves, Class and Mighty Commander sticking to the inside. Aero Invincible leads Elaine Super Feeling. Mighty Commander on the rail. Daryl Flash wider out from Power of Vitam, and then Fit for Beauty. It's Aero Invincible. Elaine Super Feeling. Mighty Commander's up the rail. Elaine Super Feeling. Mighty Commander. Aero Invincible. Fit for Beauty when it's all over. Mighty Commander. Mighty Commander's found form at Chart 10 from either Elaine Super Feeling or Fit for Beauty. Then Aero Invincible, Power of Vitam, followed in by California Waves, Legendary Years, Positive Smile, Daryl Flash, the red hair Harold Win, Choo Chow Spirit, Class and Another World. Number 9, Mighty Commander, Joe Maria and Casper Founds at 18 for the win and 5.3 for the place. Beat the 1 Helene Super Feeling, James McDonald and David Eustace at 2.3 and 4 Fit for Beauty. Zach Purton and John Size at 1.5. They all wanted to get off the fence turning for home there, and the winners come right up the rail. Mighty Commander, who had been a Happy Valley horse. He'd had 6 starts here and hadn't run in the top 4 until today, and just followed the fence home. Elaine Super Feelings run second. He came through down on the inside. They've gone 1:21.03, which is another fast run. 9 is first. It's a photo for the 2nd and 3rd placings. Elaine Super Feeling will be 2nd. Fit for Beauty will be 3rd after the running of race number 8, 1:21.03. Mighty Commanders now won 4 from 26. They're racing. Power of Vitam slow out, and California Waves began well, as did Aero Invincible, and pushing right up through the centre as Daryl Flash without wider Harold Win. Then came Class from Fit for Beauty. Elaine Super Feelings on the inside from Another World one off. Then Power of Vitam, the red hair wide around Mighty Commander, and then Legendary Years, Positive Smile and Choo Chow Spirit past the 1000. Aero Invincible leads half a length over Harold Win. Daryl Flash is 2 lengths away third, and a gap to Class on the outside of Elaine Super Feeling. Next is California Waves, and 2 lengths Power of Vitam and Fit for Beauty. Another 2 lengths to Mighty Commander. Another World, they're well strung out here. Hard written wide the red hair from Positive Smile. Legendary Years pushed along, and Choo Chow Spirits last of all. Aero Invincible at the 500 metre mark leads. Harold Wins on the outside. Daryl Flash coming wider from Elaine Super Feeling. 2 lengths to Power of Vitam, then California Waves, Class and Mighty Commander sticking to the inside. Aero Invincible leads Elaine Super Feeling. Mighty Commander on the rail. Daryl Flash wider out from Power of Vitam, and then Fit for Beauty. It's Aero Invincible. Elaine Super Feeling. Mighty Commander's up the rail. Elaine Super Feeling. Mighty Commander. Aero Invincible. Fit for Beauty when it's all over. Mighty Commander. Mighty Commander.
Yes, Mighty Commander's finally fronted up here at Sharton at the 7th time of asking to pick up his first victory. His wins have been $1,200 Happy Valley, $1,650. Happy Valley has turned up here at $18 to score. Helene Super Feeling second. Arriving late was Fit for Beauty. And there in the centre, Aero Invincible with California Waves just behind them with Power of VTAM not far away there on the inside. But Joe Moreira here and Casper Founds, they strike win 4 at start 26 for Mighty Commander.
Indeed, and he ballooned in price, 8.9 out to 18 for a Joe and Casper runner. So obviously people perhaps taking heed of his record here. 0 from a half a dozen. He'd never done anything too exciting around Chartin, to be fair, but I suppose when you get the magic going on board, things can happen, and that's exactly what has transpired here. 189 the win, 53.50 the place there for Mighty Commander. The runner-up was the top one, Helene Super Feeling at $23. Third number 4, that was Fit for Beauty at $15.50, and fourth number 10, Air Invincible. Quinella, $654.50. Forecast pays $1,618. The Tierce, $4,097, and the Trio pays you $526. It was a half a length by a short head in the end. It's the happy-go-lucky Syndicate, Jenny, who've got the win as well.
Well, they should be pretty happy after that. Just have to ask all the other jockeys what was wrong with the fence there. Joe stuck to the fence and snuck up the inside and got the money. It was as easy as he wanted it, really. You know, whether or not the horse was going to be good enough, but he was today. He just stuck to the rail. So well done to Joe, well done to Casper, and nice effort.
That was actually quite noticeable coming towards the home turn, Paul, that the first 3 horses that could have had the fence didn't want the fence.
No, they all went wide. It was quite, yeah, it was, wasn't it? They were all over the place coming into the race. And as such, Joe said, "Oh, I'll have the fence, thank you very much," and snuck up the inside and won it. Look, this horse had done nothing at Chartin in 6 previous starts. 3 wins here in Hong Kong, and all been at Happy Valley. But today was the day for Mighty Commander. Helene Super Feeling ran his race. Fit for Beauty got going late. Nero Invincible showed he's sort of capable in this grade, isn't he? He might struggle a little bit, but he can still run a placing. California Waves, he wasn't too far away there in 50.
I think it'll be interesting going forward, Nick, to see what kind of form race this is actually going forward.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Obviously, it looked a sort of relatively open race to some degree, but with a horse like Mighty Commander, take nothing away from him winning, it does just obviously cast a little bit of a shadow of doubt. His best finishing position here in 6 starts has been a 5th, Tom.
Right, yeah, there they go from the start, and he had a low draw at Mighty Commander, and he was, of course, in stall number 4 there. Aero Invincible going forward, as 2 was up on the outside, Harold Win. Daryl Flash showing a bit of toe today, and they were followed there by wider on the track Class, and then you've got California Waves. Behind them was Fit for Beauty. Power of Vitam over on the inside. Next is Another World. Keep an eye on him in the straight because he drops out, so maybe it pays to check the steward's report there with him. The red here covering a whole lot of ground back in the field there. Mighty Commander, Positive Smile, coming under pressure as Legendary Years and Chu Chow Spirit Paul back last, and you can see first half of the field all off the fence there.
They were, and Paravitam, he comes off the fence as well and go through the inside as the eventual winner. Master Commander there, here he comes sort of just making his move through on the inside, Mighty Commander, and that was the winning of the race. They were all out in the middle of the track. Daryl Flash was still there at this stage. Harold Win was coming a bit of pressure. Aero Invincible in the green sleeves, and in the orange there is Helene Super Feeling and California Waves just in behind them.
It showed a bit of cheek today, had Daryl Flash, but in the end, it is along the inside. Mighty Commander getting the victory here over Helene Super Feeling. Still staying on was Fit for Beauty arriving late, and Aero Invincible rounding out the top 4.
Okay, thank you, Tom. They've weighed in for race number 8, half a length by a short head. $200 pays 1 and 9 QQP, 4 and 9 116.50, and 1 and 4 44.50. Only 2 in the first 3 needed for a QQP, of course. 1,618 the forecast, 9 beat 1 there. Have a look at the first 4. 1, 4, 9, 10, 634. What did the quartet pay? 23,377, 9, 1, 4, 10 on the quartet there. Five and 9 double, 764. 5 into 1 the consolation, 84.50. 13.44, standard 13.45. 21.33, standards 21.80, so comfortably inside there for the second call. 22.89, standards 23.15, again inside by 0.26. Outside for the last sectional there of 23.37, out by 0.12. It was 1:21.03, that was inside by 0.62 when the standard is 1:21.65.
And this is the third and final of our Group 1s here this afternoon at Sharton, the FWD QE2 Cup over the 2,000 metres. 4 Group 1 winners who have won 19 wins between them, Jenny, and I think it's probably one of the strongest QE2 Cups we've seen for some years. The local hero, Romantic Warrior, 1.3, Masquerade Ball at 4.5.
Yeah, Masquerade a Ball. They're talking like he could be something really special from Japan. I know Christophe Lemaire has a huge rap on this horse, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does go here up against our hometown hero and a good traveller as well in Romantic Warrior. What a champion he's been. I hope he can win it again. I mean, the Raw will be amazing as well. We've already seen Ying Rising win. Romantic Warrior would be extra special.
More on those runners shortly, but Sosi also in the race as we bring in Nick Child and Paul Lally, and he, of course, was a winner back here in December.
He was indeed, Tom. Yeah, we know what a master his trainer, 30 times champion Andre Fabre is at travelling horses, especially here to Hong Kong. He's got a very good record, though. This is his first ever runner at Champions Day, Paul.
It is, so a change of year for time of the year for him. I can't believe this price, though. See, 16 and 2.7. Yeah. That's massive overs for a horse that's already come here and won at Sharton before, albeit over slightly further in the Vase. But at 1.3, Romantic Warrior, the Japanese big hope at 4.5, Masquerade Ball, he's overs as well. So, look, if you do like a couple of the international horses to usurp the local champion, you're definitely getting good prices about it.
But if you do like Sosi, which many will, and I know you're keen as well, and as too are plenty, I don't think you should be too put off by the fact he's coming back in trip, because he's won a Dispahan, he's won a Prix Gannet, which we'll have later on, in fact, as well. So he'll cope with it, I think.
Yeah, he will. There's no question about that. We know he's a master trainer. So, look, I think both those two are overs. You know, he must drift out Romantic Warrior. 1.3. I mean, I suppose the punters have had a look at what happened to Genta Manta earlier in the card and thinking maybe the same with Masquerade Ball, but he comes with such good credentials, and he's a different horse than Genta Manta, so you can't compare the two.
We must mention Royal Champion. I mean, he's blossomed as an international traveller at the age of 8, a bit like Romantic Warrior, obviously to a slightly lesser level, yes, but I mean, great to have him here, great to have Carl Burke bringing a horse, and Ashley Murphy riding him today.
He is aged like fine wine, isn't he?
Isn't he
as an 8-year-old, he's won a Group 1. So, yeah. Look, he's a good, decent price. You like him. He's 35 to 1.
Yeah, indeed, and he is certainly capable of fronting up perhaps here this afternoon, if good enough. Tom, as we come back to you and Jenny, and shouldn't be too far away from the parade here for the QE2 Cup.
Thanks, guys, and Nick Luck has joined us once again. What a race we've got in hands here. Your popular podcast, Christophe Lemaire. Must have been a mic drop moment, surely, with what he said about Masquerade Ball.
When he said that this could be one of the best horses ever to come out of Japan, and this is the rider that steered Equinox to victory. Almond Eye, best mare in recent times. I was pretty staggered, and it wasn't as though he waited till deep in the interview, but he dropped it straight away. Played it first ball.
Got to throw the one-liners out there straight away, but he is a serious Group 1 contender, and the Japanese probably licking their wounds a little bit with what's happened with Genta Manta earlier on.
Yeah, he was just too keen, wasn't he? Got involved in that frenetic early pace, and he didn't really drop the bit, Jenny, at all, did he, Genta Manta?
And he also missed the start as well, so he's on the back foot for starters, so things didn't go right for him, but well done to you. You tipped My Wish, so put you under pressure here.
What a likeable little horse he is, My Wish. Just tries hard, and he got the setup, didn't he?
Oh, yes.
Few sat back, but they just all unfolded in front of him beautifully.
And the second horse, the Cap Ferrara, you know, he was the Derby winner two years ago. So, you know, both of them have gone extremely well. Cap Ferrara had been off the scene for a while too, so it was a good effort from him.
Say Mark Newner must have been thrilled, because obviously he's had the winner, but Invincible Ibis for his first kind of run in a senior race like that, a Derby winner going in against the grown-ups.
Well, this time next year, this will probably be his go, won't it? Invincible Ibis, fantastic performance, but you haven't answered my question.
Here, I think that the horse, listening to Paul and Nick, and I couldn't agree more with the idea that both Sosi and Royal Champion are overs here. Masquerade Ball will probably end up about the right price, but I think the locals have got a good handle on how good a horse he is. I'm not sure they've got a handle on how good Royal Champion is.
Okay.
You know, this is a completely transformed animal in the last 12 months. When he beat a horse called Almacam at York last summer, everyone went, oh, Almacam's been beaten by a 7-year-old. That's a bit disappointing. What Royal Champion has become is a genuine elite level Group 1 horse. And the thing is, what he's got today is he's got the right distance. He's got 2,000 and really slick track out there. And that's exactly what he wants. I'm not sure it's necessarily what Sosie or Masquerade will want, because you'd think that they want 2,400 ideally to be seen at their best.
And he beat a quality horse in the form of Factor Cheval last time out.
Yeah, admittedly probably not the same Factor Cheval of a couple of years ago, but he still thumped him by nearly double digits, and you can't really do that in any Group 1 race, you know, even if it is in a relatively new racing jurisdiction.
How did you feel about Sosie coming back to the 2000?
Good call, I think, just to keep bringing him here. Andre Farb's such a brilliant travelling trainer. We've seen it since the 80s that he can take horses anywhere in the world and do it. This is Royal Champion. He's had an interesting week. He got quite keen in track work on Thursday and did a couple extra laps, but it didn't seem to bother him, and it wasn't as dramatic as, say, what Via Sistina did before the Cox Plate, and she had produced her best performance after doing that. So I wouldn't be too worried, and he looks really up for it, this horse.
How's he parading, Jenny? Royal Champion.
He's in a hurry. He certainly does look up for it. Yep, he's a horse that's got plenty of scope. He's a very a nice athletic type. He looks really fit and fluent in that walking action. Quite keen and eager. He's not too hot, or there's not any sweat on him at this stage either. So yeah, he's a really fit horse.
Moving on to Romantic Warrior. Here he is at 1.3. He's won 13 of 14 course and distance here at Sharton, Jenny, and he's looking for a record 4th win in the QE2 Cup.
Yeah, Hong Kong star, absolute star, this horse, Romantic Warrior. He's got the 2 handlers on him, but he's nice and placid and relaxed. Of course, it's his home turf, so he knows it well, and he's done this plenty of times and had so much success over the years. The horse looks really healthy and well. He's strong. He's walking out freely. Absolutely nothing wrong with him. He's in great order.
He looks like he's moving better than he ever has, Nick.
It's a really, truly sensational piece of training. I know a good horse can be trainer-proof sometimes, but they've made the right call every step of the way. They could have easily gone back to Saudi or had another crack at Dubai, wanted to keep him domestic this time round, and I think he's repaid them by, he seems to have allied more speed to his game with each passing year. That's the remarkable thing.
And of course, he's looking for a triple crown this year too, is Romantic Warrior. Here is Masquerade Borgini, the highest rated overseas horse to come here to Hong Kong with that international rating of 128.
Yeah, I can't wait to lay eyes on him. He's just heading in my direction now. You can see he's keen and eager as well. Just getting on his toes a little bit. So hopefully he can keep it together. He's got a cameraman pretty close by, which might be just stirring him up a fraction, but he looks, he's a very nicely, neatly put together type. He looks healthy. He's not sweating up at this stage, but if they can keep him together here, I think he does look well. He's a nice horse.
Is a European summer on the cards?
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like they want to go to the King George and Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Ascot. And the Ascot executive have put on big money and big bonuses for that race this year, so it sounds as though he's headed there.
Here is Sosie, of course, the winner of the Vase over the 2,400 metres last time out. Maxime Guillon rides again, Jenny.
Yeah, Sosie, last time he had that string halt. Obviously, today we're not seeing any of that, so that seems to have disappeared. He looks in good order. He looks like he's walking out nicely. Beautifully relaxed horse. I think he's got a little bit stronger even than last year, so he looks in pretty good shape. I'd keep him safe. I think he looks good.
He's all quality, isn't he? 4-time Group 1 winner now.
I've never seen him look better. I think he looks in wonderful condition today. So he's versatile enough to come back to this distance and run a race. It's just a question of whether he can match the finishing kick of a Romantic Warrior or a Royal Champion.
First up for 133 days. On we go to Giovanni. Now number 5 is a big price in the world, Paul. 87 to 1. Jenny, Jason Collett takes the ride, but he's been racing against some lesser opposition coming into this.
Well, he's weighing in at 1,038 pounds, this horse, but he's nicely enough proportion. He might thin out a little bit towards the flank area there, but he is only a 4-year-old. He is a colt. He's walking out freely. Health is good, and he does look really quite fit. So he certainly gets a pass. He's a nice enough horse.
Yeah, trainers come here before with a horse called Daring Tact. She ran very well. So I'd certainly give this horse a squeak of running up above his odds.
He's Group 1 placed in the hopeful going back a couple of years ago now. And he's drawn barrier number 8 here is Giovanni. And Jason Collier getting the debrief there from Connections. Here is Jun Take, and there was a bit of an incident on the track earlier with him this week. Jenny, how's he looking? He's Joe Moreira's mounted the race.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. Obviously a Group 2 winner 2 starts ago over the 2200, conducting himself well with the big crowd and the noise around. He's walking out freely. He's got a bit of size and scope. He looks great in the coat. Nothing wrong with his fluency either. So he's an interesting runner. He actually parades well.
His last attempt at a Group 1, Nick, was the Takarazuka Kinnan. He was beaten nearly 20 lengths.
Yeah, clearly didn't give his running that day. He's got Moreira on today. Balance of his form certainly entitles him to be here. June Take. There's Ruby Lott. This would be a bit of a surprise, I must confess, Jenny.
Look, it probably would be. He's had a suspensory ligament injury a while ago. That's why he was off the scene for quite some time. He'd been such a consistent type of horse prior. So he's had 2 runs back. It's probably a big task for him here at the moment. But he walks out freely enough. There are no bandages on him, and he's strong. He's got a little bit stronger with age as well. He doesn't look bad, but I've got others in front of him.
Ran 6th in this race last year, but I think next week's a decent target for him. Queen Mother Memorial Cup 2400 into the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup a month later, where he was runner-up last year.
Yeah, David Hayes is wearing his lucky suit and a happy countenance, as he does every time we come here. I think we know why.
Kaying Rising's done for the season. The suit can go to the dry cleaner.
Exactly.
It's had a few trips.
And here's Numbers, Jenny, who of course went pretty quick in the Derby last time out. Here he is fronting up this afternoon. He's had a trial over 1600 metres. Did defeat Romantic War in that trial by a short margin.
Yeah, going out at 15-1 at the moment, Numbers. Now, he is a beautiful horse, this guy. He's really free in his action. He's got plenty of scope. He's very sensible. And he was placed at Group 1 level prior to coming to Hong Kong in the Queensland Derby. So I'd give him an each-way chance. He's a lovely horse.
I think he's the most important horse in the race in many respects, because he's the only pace. He's the lone speed, and he will determine how this pans out. If he goes to the front and drops anchor, it's going to suit a horse like Romantic Warrior. If he really goes end to end, then I think it brings a horse like Masquerade Ball into it a bit more.
He's got to get absolutely spot on, basically. There's no room for error, because as you mentioned, if he does go too slow, Romantic Warrior just out sprint you all day, won't he?
He's quite a naturally expressive horse, isn't he, Numbers? He's naturally exuberant, you know. But he's not going to have pace pressure like he had in the Derby, I don't think.
Frankie Law and Derek Lung, their Royal Champion, the best turned out horse. We'll get a roundup on Jenny's top 4 in a moment. So let's get a quick market update from Paul.
Yeah, Masquerade Ball still over 4s. He's 4.1. Romantic Warriors held as 1.3 price. 31 Royal Champion. 14 Sosi. 87 Giovanni. June Take at 22. 54 Ruby Light. And Numbers, the pacemaker, at 15.
Okay, so a fantastic renewal coming up here of the FWD QE2 Cup for 2026. How did you see them from the paddock, Jenny?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with our star here, and Romantic Warrior. G paraded well. He was so calm and collected. Lovely horse. He's an 8-year-old, but he's still got what it takes, I feel, and I think he'll be pretty hard to beat the way he paraded. I thought number 8, Numbers, paraded extremely well. He's always caught my eye when he's come into the parade. He's such a lovely athletic horse. He looks in terrific order, so I'm going to make him the Quinella horse. Obviously, it's a big test for him. He'll be up there for a while and be up on the speed, but he might easily get run down. But G looks well. He's in. The 1, Masquerade Ball, he looks good. He's nice and strong. He didn't get any worse than what you saw on camera. And of the rest, I thought number 4, Sosi, presented well. It was interesting when his assistant trainer went up there to have a look at him. He'd put the ears back and he was just aware of what was going on. But G looks fit and healthy and well. So I'm going 2, 8, 1 and 4.
Okay, still around about 8 minutes out from post time here, and we'll try and get over to Jack Dorling in a moment. I thought it was quite interesting from Masquerade Ball's trainer that he said he thought he was better suited coming back to the 2,000 metres rather than the 2,400 metres.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then we are going to be in for a serious horse race.
Love to see them eye to eye at the 150, 200, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And it is reasonable, isn't it, Tom, Jenny, to say that this is Romantic Warrior's toughest test on home soil?
I think so, yes. I would totally agree with you here. We've got some really good quality international horses here and some up-and-comers.
Let's head over to Jack Dorling now, who's standing by with a trainer of Royal Champion. It's Carl Berg.
Carl, you've just given Royal Champion the leg up there. Sorry, let me go in. Carl, you've just given Oisin Murphy the leg up there. You must be pretty happy with how you've seen him so far?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with him, to be honest. Getting the pictures coming back through the week, I thought he looked a little bit light in some of the pictures, but when I saw him yesterday, I was very happy. He's travelled really well. He looks in good condition.
And he must have surprised you a lot, because he's seemingly taken some huge strides forward in the last 12 months.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's been a brilliant horse for us, and it's fantastic to get invited out to places like this, and long may it continue.
And in terms of prep runs for a big Group 1 like this, goodness me, last time out he was wildly impressive in the Neon Turf Cup.
I think if he can repeat that, then he's going to be bang there turning in, and we'll see what he can produce. But just like to see him run a nice race, be competitive, and if we can shake up the favourites, then all well and good.
Of course, it is your first runner in Hong Kong as well. That must be a nice one to tick off the list.
It is, yeah. It's one of the bucket lists that I wanted to do. Australia next, hopefully somewhere. But no, fantastic to be here, and very privileged to be asked to come out.
Well, it's great to have you here, and best of luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Carl.
Fantastic there to hear from Carl Burke. Thank you for him for joining the telecast here this afternoon with his charge here today, Royal Champion. Runners about to leave the parade ring here, Mark, for the third and final of our Group 1s here today at Sha Tin. Who's on top for you?
Romantic Warrior, Tom. It's a race where he's going to have to beat his very best to win with Masquerade Ball in the race. He's won this race the last 3 times he's been in it. He didn't run in it last year. He's so hard to beat at Sha Tin. Indeed, the last time he was beaten at Sha Tin was in 2023 in the Champions and Chater over 2,400 metres. You come to 2,000 metres, he's been beaten once at the trip. And James McDonald knows him so well. Danny Shum just has the ability to get this horse to peak time and time again. He's on top. Very wary of the one Masquerade Ball, especially with Christophe Lemaire here to ride the horse. Any runner that can push Calend again like he did last time, beaten ahead in the Japan Cup and went down swinging. Comes back to the 2,000. He won the 10-0 show over the distance 2 runs ago, so the 2,000 metres is no problem for him. With numbers in the race, if he charges along in front, that brings Sosi into play. He hasn't raced since winning the Vase here in December over 2,400 metres. He's had one go at 2,000. He didn't figure in the money, but he has won over 1,850 and he's won over 2,100 metres. So the drop back in distance is no real concern. And if they do forget about numbers, at 14 to 1, he could be there for a long way. I think he'll get run down late, but down the bottom of the book, we know he's going to lead. And he did set up a super strong pace in the Derby, and he did stay on in that too, behind Invincible Ibis. Has to be the champ here, Paul. 2 Romantic Warrior to beat 1, 4 and 8.
Yeah, I've got him on top, but 1.4 compared to Masquerade Ball's 4 and Sosi's 12 to 1. 2.4 replace Sosi. I think that's the way. It's each way Sosi in this. But look, he's on top. Romantic Warrior, Sosi in there for second, Masquerade Ball for third, and then I'm going to put the other Japanese horse, June Take. Look, his work had been all right. He had a little bit of a hiccup during the week, but in saying that, you see these lesser Japanese horses come over and perform well here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him finish in the top 4. 2, 4, 1, 6.
Yeah, Romantic Warrior clearly on the top. Masquerade Ball, that's the cue for my liking. And Sosi there, he's parading extremely well here this afternoon. That's the trio. And then outside of that, Derek Lung just has to get it absolutely spot on with the numbers off the front here from barrier number 4, of course, was runner-up last time out. But 2, 1, 4 and 8, Nick Child.
Yeah, for me as well, going with the champ here, Romantic Warrior. Look, he's an absolute superstar. And at the age of 8, I, for one, think he's probably looking as good, if not better than ever, really. He's matured into the finest racehorse, or one of the finest races I've ever seen, and hopefully he can win this race for a 4th time. So Romantic Warrior on top. Over Masquerade Ball, clearly is his biggest danger in this race. He's obviously so highly rated, comes with great credentials, of course, and any Japanese horse should be taken seriously when they come here to Hong Kong. Sosi goes in for 3rd. Look, he's got to be the value in the race, I think, for sure, on all known form. Coming back in trip, I don't think personally will inconvenience him a great deal. And I've got 3 Royal Champion in for 4. Probably Hart ruling ahead a bit, given that he's trained by Carl Burke over in the UK, and he's a horse who's been doing wonders on his travels of late. Oisin Murphy riding him. Hopefully he can run well for all concerned there. My numbers 2, 1, 4, 3.
I'm going with Romantic Warrior as well. He's had a trial since that last win of his. He looked really strong in that, covered a fair bit of ground, but he was strong on the line. He looks good. he's a champion. I've got him on top of number 8 Numbers. I thought he presented beautifully as well. So I'm interested to see how he performs against some of these other horses here. He might not just be quite ready yet, but gee, looks well. So he's in. The one Masquerade Ball looked good too. He behaved nicely enough after we had the camera on him. So he was a little bit toey to start with, and then he settled down a touch. He looks good. And I thought the 4-horse paraded well too. That is Sosi, like his attitude, pretty relaxed type of horse with a bit of a personality as well. So 2, 8, 1 and 4.
2, 3, 1, 4. For me, I've got Romantic Warrior to edge it. Royal Champion, I think, will run huge, and he's still paying nearly 7-2 in the place market as well, which I think is a pretty decent bet here. I don't think Sosi will quite have the pace, but I think he'll run well. Masquerade Bull will be right on their heels. It's going to be a horse race, this.
What is it about Carl Burke's training style that has really brought this horse on? Because obviously he went down to the Freedmans in Australia, just didn't go a yard down there.
Yeah, so a third trainer for Royal Champion Carl Burke, and the late Sheikh Mohammed Abeid, who passed away last autumn, he was starting to consolidate an awful lot of his string with Carl in Middleham in North Yorkshire, and he was immediately rewarded with outstanding results. He does seem to have a canny knack of keeping these older horses going and improving them with age. I think this horse would be half the price if he came here and you looked at the race card and said he was a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old, but we shouldn't be deterred. We've seen what Romantic Warrior can do at this sort of age, and I don't see any reason why Royal Champion should do the same. He's not frightened to travel, Carl. I think he identified the fact that this horse wanted a sound surface. He got his distance right. Oisin Murphy is a big plus as well. Take nothing away from Clifford Lee, who did a lot of the early work on this horse last year, but Oisin got on him first time in Saudi Arabia, and the horse looked a different proposition.
We know you've got to get outside for the presentation shortly, so thanks for joining us on the coverage once again, Nick.
It's honestly been such a pleasure, and just to be at any race day where horses like this, Romantic Warrior, and Carl Ying Rising earlier doing what he did, you just have to pinch yourself and realize how lucky you are, and never take it for granted. So let's hope for a thriller. Thanks you both.
And Nick, just before you go, is Carl Ying Rising the best sprinter you've seen?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And I was lucky enough to see Dejour once, but I still think Carl Ying Rising edges it. Probably sacrilege to some watching, but not if you're watching close to here, I suggest.
Absolutely. Thanks, Nick. Paul, what's going on in the market here, and what's the play for the QE2 Cup?
I'm going to box up the 1, 2, 4 just in case Masquerade Ball and Sosi can give Romantic Warrior a bit of a race here. I think it's amongst those 3. So still at 11-1 Sosi, and Masquerade Ball at 4.2 as more money comes from Romantic Warriors at 1.3. Now Sosi's been backed on a place line. He's into 1.9 a place, and June Take, he's been backed as well, the Japanese horse, into 3.7. So plenty of support around the 6 June Take as well, so maybe upset some of the favoured contenders. Of course, Joe Moreira winning the previous race as aboard June Take, but 1.3 Romantic Warrior won't budge from that price.
This, Jenny, has always been a tremendous clash, always between Hong Kong and Japan. Of course, Japan last year at Tastiera, but they've brought some great horses here. The Butte Loves Only You, Windbright was a bit of a shock at a decent price, but horses like Near Realism as well in the last sort of 8 to 10 years. It's always been a great Hong Kong v Japan contest.
Oh, for sure. And the wrap that is on Masquerade Ball, I'm really keen to see how he does contest here up against our superstar in Romantic Warrior. So it's going to be a great contest once again. It's great to see the Japanese bring their really good horses here as well. It's always a great contest.
Is there any concerns, Paul, about him being first up 147 days? Romantic Warrior's had a few runs under his belt. Obviously, Romantic Warrior has home patch advantage here this afternoon. Masquerade Balls had to travel. Obviously, the Japanese were a little late coming here as well. They were delayed by 1 day due to a flight issue. But who do you think all that sort of favours in the end? Well,
it favours the home team. There's no question. He's got home ground advantage, has Romantic Warrior. But look, he's the highest rated horse ever to come here at Masquerade Ball. So you got to take that into account as well. He was just beaten by a Pimple in the Japan Cup by an out-and-out one of the best horses in the world. So look, he's coming with some really good credentials. He looks good, and in the mornings down here in Hong Kong, and it's just how he adapts to Sha Tin. That's the big unknown, because on class, he's right there.
And of course, Kalandagan, Jenny, after winning the Japan Cup this season, has been able to come out and win the Shima Classic in Dubai.
Yeah, absolutely. So that form is very, very good. And when he won the 10-0 show, he won so impressively there. That was 2 starts ago. And just beaten by the shortest of margins in the Japan Cup. Really solid performance there. So he's all quality.
1.3 on the world pool for the FWD QE2 Cup is Romantic Warrior. And again, it's great to have the dozens and dozens of countries and relays that are joining our telecast here this afternoon. Those in the UK via Sky Sports Racing here to cheer on Royal Champion. And we also welcome in our American audience through Fox Sports 2. Your race caller is Mark McNamara for the 3rd and final of the Group 1s this afternoon, the FWD QE2 Cup.
Thank you, Tom. Romantic Warriors in, they are set. Racing at the 2,000 metres, he was away very well, Romantic Warrior. Numbers showing pace, and out wider is Giovanni from Sosi around Royal Champion. Ruby Lot snagging back, and Masquerade Ball and June take the last 2. Numbers leads into the first turn, he's still away from the rail. Royal Champion and Romantic Warrior slots over outside of him as Giovanni sweeps around to go and join Numbers. The last 4 are Sosi, Ruby Lot, Masquerade Ball and June take. That is the order in the QE2 for FWD, and the leader is Numbers, and he arches the neck here under Derek Long. 26-13 the first split, and Numbers by the Shingmun River leads the first of the Japanese runners, Giovanni. Royal Champion 3rd and Romantic Warrior 4th. Then Ruby Lot, Sosi, followed by June Take and Masquerade Ball. They walk to the 1,200 metre mark. 24.95, and Numbers is the leader by 1. Giovanni 2nd, Royal Champion 3rd, Romantic Warrior 4th. 5th on the inside, Ruby Lot from Sosi, who follows Romantic Warrior. June Take 2nd last, and Masquerade Ball last of the 8. The QE2 field run to the end of the back. Numbers leads, 1.5 lengths, Giovanni at the 800. Royal Champions had a great trip 3rd on the inside. Likewise, Romantic Warrior 4th. They've upped the tempo. Then came Ruby Lot, Sosi, Masquerade Ball and June Take. 600 metres to go. Numbers leads. He's going better than Giovanni. Royal Champion next. McDonald yet to go on Romantic Warrior. Then Ruby Lot, Sosi, June Take, Masquerade Ball. Numbers leads Giovanni. Royal Champion looking for a rails run. Romantic Warrior joins in. And then came Sosi. The Warrior taken to the lead. 2:50 to go. He put away Numbers. Giovanni, Sosi, Masquerade Ball next. It's Romantic Warrior though. Sosi, Masquerade Ball. They can't get him. It's QE2 number 4 for Romantic Warrior. And he beat Masquerade Ball, Sosi and Royal Champion. Then Giovanni, Ruby Lot, Numbers and June Take is the last one in. Oh, he's just the best. Romantic Warrior, James McDonald and Danny Shum at 1.3 and 1. He had him in a great spot. It developed into a sprint from the 800 metres. And he got to the point where Kaying Rising puts them away. Masquerade Ball, he's run on so well from the back for 2nd, beaten a length. Sosi's run on for 3rd. Royal Champion had every chance of fading 4th and Giovanni 5th. But this is Shartin. This is Romantic Warrior. He's 4th QE2, and he has beaten probably the best field he's ever beaten at the QE2, let alone at Shartin. And he's done it by 1.25 lengths he's down. Gallant, the 4-year-old Masquerade Ball. There's the margin, 1 length. Sosi's run 3rd, he's run on well. Then Royal Champion and Giovanni, but you just can't beat this horse at Shartin. And you especially can't beat him with James McDonald on board over the 2,000 metres. He put 3-4 lengths on them at the 200 metre mark. And as an 8-year-old, he is ageless. Absolutely ageless. He didn't run in the QE2 last year. He'd won the 3 prior, and now he's made it number 4. Where is he? Where is Romantic Warrior? He's still around at the 1,400 metre mark. They'll be coming up for the next race shortly. They could have gone around again. The time for the race is 2 minutes 0.64. So it's outside of standard. And Numbers arch the neck, sprint home. He was in the right spot. And he's had the race won, Romantic Warrior. That is now win number 23 at start number 30. He's won 14 from 15. here over the 2,000 metres at Sha-Tin. Denny Shummers all smiles. World Champion returns. The other start to come back too. Sosi and Masquerade Ball, they ran on, but you can't give a horse like Romantic Warrior that sort of start here at Sha-Tin, especially over the 2,000 metres. He's still a good 100 metres away from Nick. Denny might have to work him again tomorrow, but there is no sign of those legs getting any sort of weariness in them as an 8-year-old. But for the 4th time, he adds his name to the QE2 Cup for FWD. And here is Nick Child with, once again, 2 of the best mates in the world, Romantic Warrior and James McDonald.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Thank you. And may he well take his time to come back. He certainly earned it and he's deserved it. And we'll have a chat with James very shortly indeed, as he just soaks it all in and takes it in. A 4th QE2 Cup for this marvellous horse, ridden by a marvellous jockey. I think it goes without saying. James McDonald, many congratulations once again. We do this time and time again, but this one's extremely special, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was touted to be his toughest test, and I've got to pay Danny and his team so much admiration for how he's got this horse ready, but he's just a dream come true. He literally is a dream come true for us. I'm the lucky one to be riding him, and Danny's the lucky one to be training him, but just anything you have to do with this horse, it's what dreams are made of.
Tell you what, he doesn't slow down in his walking pace, does he?
He took a while to pull up too. So he's got plenty of life in his legs yet, but actually absolute privilege, you know.
James, brilliant. Listen, I'll let you enjoy it. Well done again.
Cheers.
An amazing 4th win in the FWD QE2 Cup for Romantic Warrior, a special horse for Hong Kong.
Away very well, Romantic Warrior. Numbers showing pace, and out wider is Giovanni from Sosi around Royal Champion. Ruby Lot snagging back, and Masquerade Ball and June take the last 2. Numbers leads into the first turn. He's still away from the rail. Royal Champion and Romantic Warrior slots over outside of him as Giovanni sweeps around to go and join Numbers. The last 4 are Sosi, Ruby Lot, Masquerade Ball and June take. That is the order in the QE2 for FWD, and the leader is Numbers, and he arches the neck here under Derek Long. 26-13 the first split, and Numbers by the Shingmun River leads the first of the Japanese runners, Giovanni. Royal Champion 3rd and Romantic Warrior 4th. Then Ruby Lot, Sosi, followed by June Take and Masquerade Ball. They walk to the 1,200 metre mark. 24.95, and Numbers is the leader by 1. Giovanni 2nd, Royal Champion 3rd, Romantic Warrior 4th. 5th on the inside, Ruby Lot from Sosi, who follows Romantic Warrior. June Take 2nd last, and Masquerade Ball last of the 8. The QE2 field run to the end of the back. Numbers leads a length and a half. Giovanni at the 800. Royal Champions had a great trip 3rd on the inside. Likewise, Romantic Warrior 4th. They've upped the tempo. Then came Ruby Lot, Sosi, Masquerade Ball and June Take. 600 metres to go. Numbers leads. He's going better than Giovanni. Royal Champion next. McDonald yet to go on Romantic Warrior. Then Ruby Lot, Sosi, June Take, Masquerade Ball. Numbers leads Giovanni. Royal Champion looking for a rails run. Romantic Warrior joins in, and then came Sosi. The Warrior taken to the lead. 250 to go. He put away Numbers. Giovanni, Sosi, Masquerade Ball next. It's Romantic Warrior though. Sosi, Masquerade Ball. They can't get him. It's QE2 number 4 for Romantic Warrior, and he beat
And just another unbelievable special performance here from Romantic Warrior here this afternoon to beat Masquerade Ball, Sosi and Royal Champion there along the inside. But now 14 wins from 15 starts, course and distance, Jenny, and he's just put them away again in terrific fashion.
Oh, certainly has, and you never get tired of watching the combination of James McDonald and Romantic Warrior just doing what they do, just exactly that. So good, so superb, and congratulations to everyone connected once again.
Absolutely, Paul. Was a very slowly run race there by Numbers. Ultimately, he's dropped right out of it, Numbers, but McDonald just in the perfect spot again. As we said before, the race went off. If it turns into an absolute sit sprint, and it was an absolute sit, you just cannot beat Romantic Warrior under those type of circumstances.
No, exactly right. He had his two main rivals behind him. He's a better sprinter off the front, Romantic Warrior. And look, he must have been giggling to himself, James McDonald, before they got to the turn, because he had Sosi and also Masquerade Ball behind him. 13 and 10, 10, 13, 50 and 18 with the dividends. 1 and 2, Quinella 27. Forecast 2 to beat 130. The TS 214 76 and the 124 Trio 35. And look, it was just a fantastic performance here by Romantic Warrior, as we come to expect.
Absolutely. The little thing that sort of surprised me, Jenny, I know that numbers had set up such a slow tempo in front, is that Lemaire didn't maybe make an opportunity earlier to go forward on Masquerade Ball, because he has finished the race off strongly.
Yeah, he really has. He brought the margin down to a length, so it was a really solid performance from him. He's obviously a totally good horse. He's only 4 too, so I'd say next year he'll be even better. But yeah, look, they just sort of dawdled along in front. I thought there might have been a mid-race move there just to shake it up a little bit, but that wasn't the case. And our champion's been able to do it. He's perfectly positioned, and when asked for an effort, once again produced.
Yeah, I was really surprised, Paul, with those fractions, that there wasn't some sort of a move, and I honestly thought that Lemaire might have been the one to bring that pressure on into the race on that quality horse.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't move, did they? And that just gave Romantic Warrior the chance to sprint home, and that's exactly what he did. And you can't catch him off a sprint, off that sort of pace, and they were never going to catch him. So, look, they ran the best they could under the circumstances, I think.
Derek Lung, Jenny, was probably damned if he did, damned if he didn't. But Numbers is looking like the type of horse that doesn't want a sit sprint. He wants a genuine tempo off the front, because when it becomes a sprint at the end, he just can't handle it.
Yeah, it appears that way. And once again, he is a 4-year-old as well, so probably his next season is going to be his best. Obviously, they just ambled along there. So I tend to agree. I think he's a better horse when it's truly run.
Indeed. So, but what about Paul, Romantic Warrior, going forward to of course, the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup coming up at the end of May, of course. He's looking to bring up his own Triple Crown title.
Yeah, it's taken such a long time for the Triple Crown to be won again, and obviously Voyage Bubble's done it. It looks like Romantic Warrior is going to follow in his footsteps the next year.
Of the rest, Jenny, Sosi, he ran pretty well. He had that lovely run through on the inside there, and Royal Champion with the run that he had in the trail, he's boxed on fairly solidly.
He certainly has, yeah. Sosi finishing in third, a length and a half off the winner, and Masquerade Ball just making that good late ground towards the end. So a solid performance from him. That brings up Romantic Warrior's 23rd win from 30 starts.
Yeah, what a horse he has been for Peter Lau and his group of friends, and Danny Shum. So yeah, win number 23 at start number 30 here in Hong Kong, and he's just done a remarkable job. 14 wins from 15 starts, course and distance, and Paul, 14 Group 1 wins now next to his name.
Unbelievable. I still remember when he had his first start. It was at Happy Valley. He was 3 or 4 wide all the way over 1200 and still won.
Joe Moreira.
Yeah, and now look what he's doing. Amazing, and it's been a privilege to see him.
Yeah, absolutely has been, and just terrific style. 8 years of age now, Jenny, and we heard from James McDonald. Took him a long time to pull up, so he's well and truly ready for that 2400 metre assignment in a month or so.
You would think so, yes. Well, as you say, he's an 8-year-old, so you know, obviously plans are going to be very interesting from here on in. When do they think about retirement? Obviously, James said after that it took him ages to pull him up, so there was plenty of life in those legs, and the way he's won it, that has just proven that. So yeah, when will they decide to retire him? That's probably the big question later on.
Yep, the world's highest earning racehorse is Romantic Warrior, adds another 16 million or so to his prize money list now, to take him well in excess of 270 million Hong Kong dollars. Paul, coming in today, he'd won $32.5 million US.
Wouldn't mind towing a little 10% of him, would you? Fantastic, yeah. That's you know, and the Connects had a great day because of there's the partners involved in My Wish, who won the mile, so wouldn't mind going to their party tonight.
Absolutely. Presentation time for the QE2 Cup.
The QE2 Cup. has gone like so many great races before it here at Sha Tin to Romantic Warrior. Today facing his toughest field assembled on home soil and a truly international field. He has put them well and truly to the sword. Congratulations to all concerned with Romantic Warrior.
2026年度富衛保險女皇盃已經係名花有主啦，係由浪漫勇士勝出㗎。
Like once again, ladies and gentlemen, to invite our club's chairman, the Honourable Martin Liao, to present the FWD QE2 Cup and a specially designed Year of the Horse Edition trophy. But the cup, first of all, to Mr. Peter Lau.
我哋本會主席廖長江先生啱啱咧就將富衛保險女皇盃嘅主杯啦，就頒發咗俾我哋勝出頭馬浪漫勇士嘅馬主劉柏輝先生嘅，恭喜晒！
And the Year of the Horse specially commissioned trophy to Masuki Tang.
跟住咧，主席咧就將馬年特別版嘅珍藏獎杯咧，就係頒發俾浪漫勇士嘅馬主，咁有唐小姐代表接受㗎，恭喜晒！
And Chairman, if I could ask you also to present the specially designed Year of the Horse Edition trophy to the winning trainer, and hasn't he marshalled this horse beautifully, Danny Shum.
主席咧繼續咧就係將馬年特別版嘅珍藏獎杯咧頒發俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅練馬師沈集成先生。
And fresh from more Group 1 success just yesterday in Australia, he flies up to Hong Kong on Sunday and he does what he does best, James McDonald.
咁主席咧現正將馬年特別版嘅珍藏獎杯頒發俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅騎師麥道朗嘅。
Thank you, Chairman. May we now invite Professor Frederick Ma, Chairman and Independent Non-Executive Director of the FWD Group, to present a souvenir silver trophy to winning owner Peter Lau.
富衛集團主席兼獨立非執行董事馬時亨教授咧，而家就將紀念銀杯咧頒發俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅馬主劉柏輝先生，咁有請劉生亦都代表接受㗎。
I'm delighted to say Mr. Lau's brother is up on the stage with us, receiving the souvenir silver trophy alongside him.
Thank you.
And Professor Ma, if I could invite you to present a souvenir silver trophy to winning trainer Danny Shum.
我哋繼續咧就有請馬時亨教授咧，就係將呢一個紀念銀杯致送俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅練馬師沈集成先生。
Professor Ma, thank you. And finally, may we invite the Managing Director of Greater China, the Hong Kong Chief Executive Officer of FWD, Mr. Ken Lau, to present a souvenir silver trophy once again to James McDonald.
富衛大中華區常務董事兼香港行政總裁柳志堅先生咧，而家就將紀念銀杯咧致送俾我哋勝出馬匹嘅騎師麥道朗嘅。
Thank you, Mr. Lau.
And now let's have everyone on stage for a special photo moment, looking right at all our media friends from around the world and all the racing fans here in Hong Kong at Sha Tin Racecourse for this monumental group photo.
Monumental is the right word for this horse. He has taken on all comers and he has repelled them. A sparkling turn of foot, brilliant display of class. Age shall not wither him. 14 Group 1s, Romantic Warrior.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the trophy presentation. Congratulations once again to the owner, trainer and jockey, the winning horse, Romantic Warrior.
And there it is, James McDonald, Danny Shum, Peter Lau prevailing with Romantic Warrior here in the 2026 edition of the FWD QE2 Cup. His fourth win in this race to go alongside his 4 Hong Kong Cups, and what a horse he has been for racing here in Hong Kong. Hong Kong Racing's global champion wins again over Masquerade Ball, Soci and Royal Champion. And McDonald's legion of fans down there signing posters and plushies, anything they can get hold of for McDonald to sign here this afternoon. Great scenes here at Sha Tin of the passionate racing fans, and nice to see James taking some time out to sign a few autographs from his busy schedule here today. But what a contest it was. Romantic Warrior put them to the sword well and truly. It's raced away. Danny Shum bowing to the racing fans here at Sha Tin. What a master trainer he has been. There's no secret about the love and devotion he has for this great horse, Romantic Warrior. And James McDonald, who's been there just about every step with Hong Kong's global superstar, racking up another QE2 Cup, another Group 1 victory here this afternoon. Group 1 win number 14, and his 14th win course and distance from 15 starts. Here's the patrol with Nick.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, let's have a look back at it once again, shall we? He drew gate number 5. He jumped away nice and cleanly. Sosi, perhaps not the quickest away, but allowed just to take his time, and numbers as expected going forward there for Derek Lung in the red, white and blue. Towards the outside in the stripe sleeves, that's Giovanni pressing forward under Jason Collett from out wide, and Romantic Warrior just in behind that leading pair with Royal Champion in the yellow and black for Oisin Murphy on the inside. They're the first 4. Little break back to Sosi in the blue and white colours in company with the Ruby Lot, predominantly white jacket with the hooped cap. Masquerade Ball, that's him in the black and yellow, anchored towards the rear of the field, and June Take in the pink with the noseband back against the inside. They almost race in pairs here, and it's Giovanni and Numbers who set the pace, though Numbers very much restrained in front with Romantic Warrior and Royal Champion following 3rd and 4th respectively. And they do indeed, Jenny, travel in pairs here with the eventual runner-up just about one of the back markers.
Yeah, I think June Take was a little bit anxious there. He wanted to go a bit stronger, but Joe was able just to settle him down. But he's still keen. James McDonald would have been laughing to himself here. He's just got himself in the perfect position. He can't get hemmed in. He's got one horse on the inside of him. He's just travelling along beautifully. He's also getting that cover that he needs just to help him out as he turns him into the straight here. He's just travelling beautifully. Numbers still going along quite okay at this stage. They haven't gone fast, but James will just ask him for an effort in a moment. To the inside is the Royal Champion, who finishes in 4th spot, so he's stuck on quite well. Not a great deal of room there in the early stages for him, but now he's got plenty to get through on the inside. But you can see Romantic Warrior just been giving one reminder there. He performs, he lifts, and he goes on to win it strongly. Down the outside is Masquerade Ball, finishing off strongly. Sosi just wanting to run in a little bit under pressure there, but he still finished off the race quite well. But congratulations to everyone involved with Romantic Warrior. Just what a superb horse.
Yeah, great shot of the jockey cam of Oisin Murphy. See how quickly Romantic Warrior descended on them and ran past. 4 QE2 Cups then for this champion racehorse, Romantic Warrior, and they have weighed in for the QE2 Cup of 2026.
2, 1, 4 and 3 in our 3rd of our feature races. The Quinelle places 1 and 2, 15.50, 2 and 4, 17.50, 1 and 4, 28. The forecast 2 to be 1 was 30. The first 4 was 54, and the numbers you needed are 1, 2, 3, 4.